rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Medishare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 31st and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number, 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sell on report.
KHTK-HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Coming to you from the Golden One Center, where tonight the Kings take on the Los Angeles Lakers. Kyle Draper will be here shortly.
You got Jay. You got Jay.
Jay, as we got ready for this broadcast yesterday after our show, Jay made an interesting point that I just hadn't thought about. As you pointed out yesterday, Jay, these next two games, we got today and then we got Saturday, these could be the last times we see LeBron James in Sacramento. Now, there's still a possibility of playoffs. There's a possibility that pardon me as I'm getting our YouTube set up. There's a possibility that LeBron comes back next year, but that's an interesting thought. I mean, this could be these next two games could be the last time we see LeBron here in Sacramento, where his NBA career began.
I know everybody likes to talk about that it started here. You know, how many times have you heard that in the last 20 years? You know, his first game was in Sacramento. Like you get that normally, you know, handful of times during the season. But I thought about it, and you know, even LeBron has talked about it a few times where he's like, you know, it's coming to an end, and I don't want to play too much longer, but I do want to play another year or so. And he's had he's had some injuries, you know, just playing a couple of games ago, coming back after allegedly a foot injury that we heard. I just thought about it. It may be one of those times, especially knowing that the Lakers are going to be here back to back in a couple of days, you know, and you won't play them anymore for the rest of the season in Sacramento. It could possibly be that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, the injury report for tonight, it's been changing this afternoon. Here's the latest. Looks like Domas and Kevin Huerter and Keegan are expected to play tonight. They were at shoot-around today. They're expected to go. And Trey Lyles had a setback, so he's now questionable. So bottom line there, I think the biggest news there, Jay, given the problems that Anthony Davis has with Domas, no surprise, but it looks like Domas is going to play. Big news for Kings fans. And looks like Keegan expected to play as well. So this is one the Kings, they need to take care of their business tonight.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, this is the stretch that people talked about. And, of course, we're talking to 5 games at home. But, you know, you look at the Nuggets coming here earlier this week, and then you have Lakers, Indiana, and the Pistons. You know, you want to take care of the Western Conference when you possibly can, Whitey. So definitely this is a big game. We know the G1C is going to be rocking for whatever reason. You know, we just can't shake the fact that the Lakers are a rival, you know, and even if it was 20 years ago, it doesn't matter here in Sacramento for some odd reason.
Right. And there are a lot of other things swirling around this game. You have our friend of the show, Evan Sidery, wrote about today at Forbes.com about De'Aaron Fox and the things he said to Draymond Green this week and how that is sending ripples around the NBA. So we'll look at that. You also had, of course, LeBron holding court today. He had a number of interesting things to say on everything from whether he thinks De'Aaron Fox is a superstar, and he said, yes, I think he is, to some of the issues that we talked about yesterday. Issues revolving around the NBA, and is there too much three-point shooting, and why have the ratings been down, and LeBron addressed some of that. So I'm sure we'll get to that at some point today. But back to what you just mentioned, Jay, this rivalry, to me, the Lakers and the Kings, it's not what it was, of course, in 2002. But I think the elements that help make that a rivalry in the first place are still there, and I think they're always going to be there. Now, yeah, it's not as hotly contested because you're not playing for the Western Conference Championship, but you still got, and I think Jay disagrees with me on this, to me, you still got the element of a rivalry because it's still big old LA and little old Sacramento trying to beat Big Brother. So to me, it is still, and I think there's a good chance it's always going to be a rivalry.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that. I do think, and I know I'm going to be crucified in this situation as a person who has lived.
You cannot be. You'll never be crucified.
It is what it is. But someone who's lived, of course, born and raised in Sacramento, and also having lived in Los Angeles for a decade plus, believe me in understanding. Now, of course, I didn't live in LA during a time where it was heated rivalry as I was a child or, a teenager at that time. But LA ain't checking for us. LA, nobody down there for the Lakers is looking to play against the Sacramento Kings. And it's almost disrespectful. Like you got a whole court when you're in Los Angeles and let people know you from Sacramento, because they just have that, within their mind that that the Kings are beneath them. Yes. Nothing up there but the capital and solid people and good food. But when it comes to your sports, y'all ain't rocking with nothing, And so I think to be a rivalry, you have had to beat each other enough, right? You've had to probably win, meaning championships. And at the same time, I just think that it is a one-way street in Sacramento, and for good reason. I'm not telling anybody from the King's Kingdom to put their feelings and emotions aside. I'll be the first one to say I can't stand the Lakers, and I forever can't stand the Lakers. But there is something to where we have to grow, we have to be bigger, and we have to think bigger. And, we got the folks right up to 80, which are the Warriors. It seems like people now are starting to look at that a little more as a rival.
I think that there's some of the same elements, though. And it's the little Sacramento against the big old Bay Area and big old LA. Truth. And obviously we know you're right. LA kind of looks down their noses at us. It's like Sacramento, they don't matter. But you go back to those 2002 games and, the years surrounding 2002, there was also rivalry. And they still did that, even though, the Kings pushed them to the brink. They're always going to try to look at us that way.
Yes.
They're always going to say that. Right now, you're right. I mean, they can kind of do that because they've won a championship fairly recently. And, the Kings have been struggling.
And we ain't count. First of all, we not counting that in-season tournament, and we ain't counting that asterisk championship down there with Mickey Mouse.
Thank you.
We're not doing that.
Speaking of, I've probably told you this. I probably mentioned this on the radio. Speaking of the Lakers and Mickey Mouse, after the 2002 season, I had T-shirts made up that said Lakers 2002 champions, and then there was an asterisk, literally an asterisk, and then underneath it said, where the asterisk was, it said, remember Game 6. And I remember Jeff Petrie's wife found out about him. She said, oh, Jeff would wear that. You have to get me one. Jeff would wear that. So anyway, that summer we were at Disneyland and we're on Thunder Mountain Railroad. I'm with my girls, and some guy goes, hey, I remember Game 6. It was great. And, he's like calling me out or something.
That's
I'm there with the family. So it's just like, yes, exactly. Exactly. So they felt us then. Maybe they don't feel us now. But that's why every time you're Sacramento and you're playing the Lakers, there's that opportunity to stick it to that city that pretends they don't even know you exist.
I'm 100% with you. But I do think, and again, I'm not trying to argue it. I guess I'm just playing devil's advocate because I'm with you. If you could stick it to the Lakers, the LA Kings, which aren't, the Kings, of course. If you could stick it to the Dodgers, the Angels, the Anaheim Ducks, Chivas, LA Galaxy, so on and so forth. I don't care who you stick it to, the Clippers. It doesn't matter who's out there. I'm with you. I'm just saying there has to be growth, right? Which is part of what I've been saying. Come to the couch, Kings Kingdom, Sacramento fans. We're looking for bigger things. And in the middle of that, stick it to the Lakers, but we ain't focused on that no more. Like we on to bigger and better things. And I'll even say it like this. You could tell me more than anybody. The Celtics and Lakers were rivals for decades, for absolute decades. But even that has lost some luster, wouldn't you say?
Yes. I would like to think, as kind of an old time fan of basketball, I'd like to think that the elements of that rivalry are there, smoldering underneath, just waiting to be reignited. I don't know if that's true. If things came together where the Lakers all of a sudden were right there as one of the top teams in the NBA, then you'd have that rivalry again if they played in the finals. So yeah, right now it's kind of dormant, and that's the question about this Kings-Lakers thing, right? Yeah, I think, if I understand you right, you're saying, and I agree with this, from the Lakers side, it's pretty much like, whatever. But for us, it's like, no, it's the Lakers. And you're saying we got to be a little better than that and worry about the bigger picture, not worry so much about beating the Lakers, right?
Very true. Yeah. And on top of that, we also have to and even look at the NBA and the atmosphere, the landscape of the league. And we've heard people talk about it. Everybody's just buddy. Everybody's so nice. Like, when's the last time you seen the Celtics and the Lakers just like, you know what? I absolutely can't stand anybody who's dressed in yellow. Matter of fact, I don't even want to walk around in the school bus color. Like, who's doing that nowadays in the NBA? There are very few rivalries that are like that. There are very few players like that. And so if the players are exchanging jerseys, shaking hands, dapping up at the lunch, we all signed to the same agent. I'm signed under your shoe deal. Like, there's all kind of just different things that people wouldn't do. And you hear some of the old timers, and I get it. Time heals all wounds. We got to be better moving forward. But I'm just saying the landscape of the NBA, you don't really see that much. And so I just think it's part of the NBA as well. And I think here in Sacramento, we have to do, we got to look at it from the standpoint, it's us against everybody. You don't have to necessarily be the Lakers all the time. But, I do think we get enjoyment of beating the Lakers, and that's cool. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think we're ever going back to those days, Jay. Those days you described. It was a lot of fun. I remember, and I think it was before Adam Silver actually took over, but we knew he was going to. I remember him saying something like, under Commissioner Stern, the league has grown by leaps and bounds, but the league is focused on individuals, and we're going to focus more on teams. And they really haven't done that. And I think that's one reason. The larger reason has to do with, as you say, players are more – he's on a different team, but we have the same agent. It's just the loyalties are different. So the game has changed, but there will be hopefully a frenzied pace tonight because both these teams are really up against it. Both these teams have something to play for, especially tonight. We'll take a quick break, come right back, and look at what our friend Evan Sidery had to say today in Forbes about what De'Aaron Fox said and the ripples extending around the league. It's a drive, guys, coming to you from the Golden One. It's Kings-Lakers Day, Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Meda Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Meda Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Meda Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MedaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing needs in some of the offers.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, hey. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. Like the beam. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
It's Jay and Whitey. Drapes will be here momentarily. He may be here before I finish this sentence. Nope. But he'll be here soon. I got a problem, Jay. Before we get back to the Kings and the Lakers, there's some youngsters playing ball out here, having a good time. And I've gotten to the point now, and I know this isn't good, but when I watch youngsters playing basketball out of here, I don't enjoy it. I want to scream at them when I see them do something wrong.
All right, Coach Gleason.
Like, you're not playing the game right. You're disrespecting the game. What are you doing? And I just have to, no, that's not right. They're having a good time. They've got their coaches. They're having fun. That should be good enough. So I'm kind of battling myself.
You fighting the internal fight?
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? He almost made a three. But it was a new advised shot. And if I'm the coach, he's sitting after that. And then what is that? The defense. Oh, he gets lost in defense. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. And man, it's so much fun. Have you played out here at all, Jay?
Last time I dribbled the ball on the court, probably a couple years ago.
Yeah, I played in the old Arco. I haven't played here.
Yeah.
We played at Arco 2, and there was some like media against firefighters game, and I think I've told this story before too.
Were you hooping?
And it was a day that yeah.
Okay.
I didn't play that well, but I was playing. And the funny thing is, though, at one point, Karl Malone came out to watch. He gets there and it's 4 o'clock or whatever it is. And I look over, and as I remember, he's leaning against a stanchion there, and he's watching us, and he's just shaking his head like, what in the world are they doing out there? It was kind of funny. I'll never forget that.
It's entertaining, basically. He's like, listen, you dudes, go ahead, grab the mics, lift the cameras, and put your firefighter suits on, your helmets, and go ahead and stick to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you put the fire out, I'll put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, he did it a lot, too.
Many years ago. Yeah. We've been talking a lot about De'Aaron Fox this week because De'Aaron Fox, we played the audio. He was on with Draymond Green on his podcast, and he was asked about his future as a King. And basically he said, I want to stay here, but we'll see how it goes. And today, Evan Sidery wrote about that and suggested, Jay, that is sending shockwaves. Well, not shockwaves, but ripples at least throughout the NBA. He suggested that people around the league now, decision makers, are keeping a close eye on that situation. That's probably not news. I think we knew that. But do you think that it might be better for De'Aaron and the organization if at this point he just kind of stopped sending that message? He has every right to. Don't get me wrong. And I appreciate his honesty. But I'm wondering if we're to the point now where he's better off just saying, you know what, I made my point. We're just going to focus on basketball.
But how do you go about that as an organization? Does Monty or Coach or Vivek or like who goes to De'Aaron and say, hey, listen, I need you for good press and good publication and good promotion to stop saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe ownership, but at that point, if you do that, you have to ask him. It's his right.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to, hey, could you do us this? We understand. Could you do us this favor? I don't know. You certainly can't go in there and march in there and demand that he not do it. I'm wondering even for him, and this may be a stretch, and if Drapes is here, when he joins us, he's going to let me know if he thinks this is a stretch. I'm wondering if it starts on any level, to any degree, to become a little bit of a distraction to what this team is trying to do right now. Is that a stretch, you think?
Yeah, I would say of course, we have the opportunity to be around the team a little more than most people, but I haven't seen that. Drapes has definitely been around the team a lot more than I have.
I haven't either. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying, that's why they haven't won more games. but I'm wondering if we're getting to the point where it could get to that. I don't know.
Maybe down the road, but I think there are some other steps that this team has to cross. And part of that is kind of what De'Aaron is saying is like, listen, I'm buying in. I've already bought in. I've already been the guy here in Sacramento, and I'm looking for a little bit more help. And not so much as I don't think De'Aaron, and I'm trying to read through the tea leaves, Whitey, and you help me out. I think what De'Aaron is saying is this. I've come from such a paltry situation where it was really just me and a bunch of other guys. And without saying that, you can't call out names because he's got relationships and friends and things like that. But there's a lot of pressure that goes into being the star player. And with that, I want, just like Giannis has come out, just like Kobe threatened to go to Chicago, a bunch of guys. People have come out and said, listen, I want to be a part of an organization that is constantly striving to win, which is what we just talked about in the first segment. Is we have to raise our goals and have higher expectations. Stop caring about us playing the Lakers and care about making the playoffs and care about winning to win in the Western Conference. And no matter who is you're opposing, the Lakers just make it a little more sweeter, but that's like the extra cream on the top. Sometimes here in Sacramento, and I understand because that's what the Kings have had to play for because they haven't had a lot of winning seasons, is the whole cupcake. Like, no, that's not it. We're looking for something bigger. And I think that's what De'Aaron is saying. And he just wants to make sure, that I think, this team, this organization is pushing towards those goals. And not just this year, but next year and 5 years down the road.
Yeah. And again, I understand it's his right. And from where I sit, I appreciate it. It's interesting, gives us things to talk about.
I do
things
too.
To think about. I'm just from the team standpoint. I wonder if at this point it's like, all right, we got the message. Let's move on. I also think it's interesting that yesterday after practice, Mike Brown basically called out De'Aaron Fox.
Yep.
Maybe that has nothing to do with what De'Aaron Fox said. There's a very good chance it doesn't. That is pure basketball. But, De'Aaron has said he wants the organization to be committed to winning. And yesterday, Mike Brown said, look, he can be a superstar, but if he wants to be that superstar that he can become, he's got to be locked in from the start of the game. And he basically singled De'Aaron Fox out for his lack of defensive effort at the beginning of the Denver game. And I think that's fascinating. The timing of that is maybe it's a coincidence, but I think that's interesting, Jay.
No, I'm with you. And we'll play the sound. I'm going to grab it here in a minute, but I'm with you. I think it is a power struggle in the form of, they're both trying to get to the same goal. When you ask Coach Brown, you talk to De'Aaron, they just want to be a part of a winning organization and an organization and a team that's going to consistently and constantly, strive to win a championship and hoist the trophy. With that being said, there's all kind of things in between the middle, right? And I think Mike Brown is saying, you're the head of the snake. We need you to operate just as much as you probably talking. And I wouldn't say it's that big of a coincidence that he comes out and says that. Now, I didn't watch the whole press conference, so I didn't get the gist of the question. I just listened to the answer that Mike Brown gave. So I need to get a little more context in the form of how the question was proposed to him. And maybe that question was proposed to him because a reporter said, hey, have you been hearing what's going on with De'Aaron? So I can't speak to that without having all of that knowledge too, Whitey.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it from both of them. I appreciate that De'Aaron's pointing that out. Now, he has been pointing this out going back to, I think it was before the season started when he talked to Sam Amick and Anthony Slater, who's going to join us today. And he just made it clear that, look, I want to compete at a high level. It's not enough just to be competing for the playoffs every year. It's like, wow, he's served notice.
Yeah.
And, that's good. I think we all want that. But with the deadline coming up, I don't know if you're the Kings, do you factor in it? I don't think you can. Obviously, like you said, the goal is to be the best team you can be year after year. So if you're trying to do that, then if you do it right, De'Aaron's going to be okay with it. You can't sit there and go, if we do this, what's De'Aaron's going to think about? No, De'Aaron is going to be on board if you make the best moves. But I do think it's imperative that they do something. The starting five, they're five best players now. The differential of those five is really good. I think it's fourth best in the league.
Yes, it is.
So it's just clear as day. You need more depth, and I'm sure they know that. And there are so many guys out there, as we discussed yesterday. and everyone's talking about it, and we'll be talking about it and talking about it until something does or doesn't get done. But there are so many guys out there that look like they're readily available who could help the Kings. I'll be very surprised if they don't do something, Jay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's almost inevitable. You can't, go silent in the night. Tis the season to say that. You can't go silent in the night this year. Don't do anything. And the one thing about life is perception is reality. Would you agree with that? And
I love that saying.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things is that if you have De'Aaron, the head of the snake, the head of your squad, your all-star, your all-league guy, come out and say, hey, listen, I'm holding our organization and our team a little more accountable, in so many words. And I'm just paraphrasing.
Yes.
And then
you're right.
Go through a whole season and not try to make an addition, add by subtracting, subtract by adding, however you want to, put the algebraic expression in there. But I think you absolutely will see something happen. Now, it might not be on the level that some Kings fans want it to be. And who's to say it may not be on the movement that De'Aaron wants it to be. But what I find super fascinating about this is a couple things. Drape's always says, look, when De'Aaron came into the league compared to who he's playing with now, you definitely have to look at that. He's got all-stars. He's got all-league caliber guys. He's got his buddy, blase. With that also being said, I also appreciate the fact that Coach Brown is saying for us to win, for us to achieve some of these goals that my star player is asking for, he's got to look in the mirror and do some things himself. And so I find it super fascinating, White, in the form of De'Aaron's asking to be consistently a playoff championship caliber type team. And Mike is also saying, well, to be that, I need you to be a top 10 guy in this league and carry us. I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to play out, but we know one way or another, someone, and not necessarily, meaning individually, something or someone's going to win out. And I think that's what's super fascinating about the whole situation.
And at the risk of making a point that's obvious, Mike Brown is one of the very few people in the organization that can do that. Go to De'Aaron Fox and say, you want to win a championship? Let me tell you what it takes, right? I mean, who else? Barbosa, maybe? How many people in the organization can do that? That's why I think Mike Brown right now is the perfect coach for De'Aaron Fox, because you want to, like I just said, you want to win a championship. You don't know what that takes. You can't because you haven't done it. I've done that. I've been there. I will show you. And look, what you're doing right now is coming short of that. You've got to be better, as good as you are. You want to be as good as you say you want to be. You have to do this better. Some coaches do that, and a player's going to go, what do you know? But you really can't do that with Mike Brown because he knows.
Yeah, you check his files. Check his background.
Yeah.
His files are locked and sealed. He's got some things that he can come out. He's Colonel striped on his left shoulder. He's got plenty of stripes and ribbons, man. So you definitely have to be careful how you approach Coach Brown if you're De'Aaron Fox in that form. And I think, one thing about De'Aaron, and we got to give him super credit, is as much as he's a star in this league, and I think his star is only rising faster. You look at the shoe deals, you look at the Under Armour situation, him signing with Clutch, and the other part about De'Aaron is, for lack of a better term, he's a clean cut guy. He's a family guy. You don't really read anything about it. I mean, you don't even hear nothing about no speeding tickets from De'Aaron, So it's one of those things where I think they've attached themselves to De'Aaron, and I'm not sure if this is going to play out as like De'Aaron becomes the bad guy, the Grinch. Is he going to be one of those guys that, Sacramento rallies around, or will the Kings fans, which rarely happens, can they begin to, chastise him in a situation of saying, following what Coach Brown is saying, like, hey, listen, Drape says it. They put DeMar DeRozan around you. They also put Domantas Sabonis around you. They've also gave you Keegan Murray. They tried to go get your boy, which they did, and made it happen. There's some things that the organization can come to De'Aaron and say, hey, listen, we need you now to go take your, meteoric rise and go take us a little further too. So it's going to be super interesting.
De'Aaron Fox's comments sending ripples throughout the NBA. So where does that leave the Kings? What do they do next? And what do they do tonight against the Lakers? We're back at the Golden One in just a moment with more of that. It's the Drive Guys. Draper going to be joining us too. It's the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon Grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a special night here at the Golden One Center because you got two teams that are struggling a little bit. You got two teams that can tell themselves they've been playing a little better of late, but there's a lot on the line. The Kings have lost, I think, 8 of 13. The Lakers have lost 8 of 12, and both these teams still have high hopes. It's amazing what's going on in L.A. as far as the public reaction to the team. The L.A. Times recently had a column where they said, oh, this season's over. And it could be worse next year, and LeBron needs to ask for a trade. So they've already, a lot of people there have given up on that team. And it's interesting. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to say, see what happens in L.A., man, when you don't win and all that. Man, forget them.
Well, I enjoy it, though. Literally, I was reading it today. Bill Plaschke wrote this a few days ago, and I literally was just laughing at it because it's so funny. Let me see if I can find it.
They throwing in the towel already.
Yeah. Here's Bill Plaschke, and this was on the 5th. After a quarter of the season, the Lakers are no better than a bottom seed in the Western Conference, surely headed for a third consecutive appearance in the play-in tournament, seemingly destined for a second consecutive first-round knockout. It's over. Already, there is no hope. Again, literally, that's what it says. With no first-round draft pick and suffocating salaries, they might not be any better next year. Really? And he says, LeBron, dear LeBron, please ask out. Dear AD, follow him. That's the LA Times giving up on the Lakers already, Jay.
They're crumbling, Whitey. I love it. I love to hear it. Now, that is something I can get behind. You know, I'm with all of that. Just fall apart. You know, bring down the in-season tournament with you, too, the banner from up top. Bring that down.
Yes. Take that with you wherever you go.
That little weak
thing about
pinata they got up there for that end season tournament.
It's a Post-it note. It's a glorified Post-it note. Says we won the thing.
That's a 6x9 postcard up there.
Yeah, that's all that is. It's something like you keep that your kid did in the 3rd grade, and then years later you go, oh, look at that.
Got
Johnny
the macaroni shells on the paper.
Yes.
The pinto beans and the hard glue, the Elmer's glue.
Yes. Yeah, popsicle sticks glued to it.
Yeah.
Like,
bring that in season tournament banner down.
Yeah. That's all that is. But I'll be interested to see how the Lakers handle the rest of this year going forward. It's funny about basketball, and I think, Jay, you and I think we had this conversation off the air. To me, basketball more than any other sport, you can look at a guy's numbers, and it looks like he's helping when he's not really helping. And I think that's true in basketball more than any other sport. For example, right now, LeBron is almost 40. His numbers are really good, especially for a 40-year-old, but for anybody. And give him credit. He may be the best player ever. He really could be. But his numbers are good, but they're actually playing better when he's off the floor. So, and part of that's because he's been hurt, so he's not given a lot defensively. And it's just fascinating the way they're having to come to terms all of a sudden with the fact that, we got LeBron, and he's still LeBron. We got LeBron, and now it's like, he's really not LeBron anymore. And it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate those choppy waters.
Yeah, it is. And guess what? We're not feeling bad for him, and that's why I'm looking at it. I look at it in the form of these 2 games and the one coming up back down in LA at the Crypt. I look at it in the form of not so much as rivalry games. That's always going to be, as you said, that's always going to be a boiling situation. Like Kings fans, and this is the way I see it, until the Kings win a championship, until they pop bottles, until they, take a parade down Capitol and swing around wherever they need to, 16th, and go downtown, whatever they need to do, they're always going to look at the Lakers as a rival, right? And once you taste it, I think they'll be like, been there, done that. We've accomplished that. But the way I'm looking at it is this means something now. Like there's been a lot of seasons where the Kings have played the Lakers, and you've had to kind of trick yourself in the form of, this is what we're playing for, to beat the Lakers. Nah, we don't have to do that no more. We're playing for, the Kings are playing for to a postseason run, to get into the playoffs, to jump the Lakers, to pass them in the standings. And that's what I'm saying is don't lose your history, because you got to know where you're coming from to know where you're going. But at the same time, we're playing for something bigger. We're playing for right now in the moment. And I think that's why it's the G1C going to be rocking.
Yeah. And to the point you made earlier, I agree with you. I think as far as the next move in this rivalry, it's the Kings move, because like you said, the Lakers and the Celtics were rivals for decades. It's Kyle Draper joining us. But, Jay, years ago, it was like Jerry West against Bill Russell. And then you fast forward, then you had Magic against Bird. And then you even had another iteration of that, which was Kobe against Garnett and those guys. So those were real rivalries. And, what we've had here in the Lakers-Kings rivalry basically is, 2002. So the Kings need to put together a team that can challenge the Lakers again. That's what we need. I don't know if it's going to be this year, because even if the Kings do that, the Lakers might not be up to the task. But that's what this rivalry needs, is another version of Kings versus Lakers with different people.
Absolutely. But I'll say this, and I know you're not saying this, is we're already challenging them, Whitey. We're here. That's what I'm saying. With the boiling rivalry of 20 years, we want to talk about 2 decades. Folks weren't even born. Now they graduated in college getting degrees. That's cool. But what I'm saying is right now, right here, it's time to go get the Lakers, because we're competing with them in the standings, right? And so that's my point, is the G1C for sure going to be rocking tonight, just based on, we see Lakers, we see across their chests. But at the same time, how about you go look at whatever your favorite your favorite place to look up the standings is we're battling the Lakers. We're battling the Nuggets.
Yes.
We're trying to pass them. We want to succeed. We want them to be in the rearview mirror. So that's why it's big. That's why the Kings got to step up and go get the Lakers. That's what I'm excited for. Hey, listen, if the Lakers want to be hobbling in, let them hobble. Please, let's go get them. So I think that's the great point about this.
Yeah, they're in that rocking chair. The Lakers
Yes,
are rocking.
they are.
They're rocking
Yeah,
slower and slower. And it's a matter of, okay, are they going to find a way to get up out of the rocking chair again? Or is that thing going to fall
little bit
apart?
younger
They're
than
gonna
that
spill
old
on
guy.
the floor.
Truth. I like it.
And the Kings can help keep them in that rocking chair, and the Kings can help that rocking chair start splintering, and this version of the Lakers could be falling apart. And that's what you have today. In these next 2 games, you could go a long ways towards pushing that rocking chair over.
Well, we don't condone any type of senior citizen abuse on this show.
No,
but yeah, if we got, we don't at all. But let me say this: if we got to send them
as an elderly person myself, especially.
And we got to send them to the nursing home, then let's do it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying nursing homes are a negative connotation, but you know what? Send them. They're retired. It's time to get your AARP card, Lakers.
That's right.
And let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Grandpa LeBron, let's go look at some nice places for you. Right? That's all we're saying.
Whispering Glens.
Now yeah. Yeah, there's some very nice places in Thousand Oaks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That we can set. Yeah. You said you had the Mike Brown audio, right?
I have it for
yesterday. Yeah, here's Mike Brown talking about De'Aaron Fox's defensive duties after practice yesterday.
You mentioned how you're trying to clean that up and how a lot of it will fall on you and having to find ways to do it beyond film and walkthroughs. Is there added emphasis when you're going through practice now when you have moments like that?
Yeah, the reality of it is it starts with me, it ends with me, but Fox has to step up. He's a great player on the verge of being a superstar. And there are those guys, and there are the superstars that win at a high level. And part of his responsibility, starting with him, now that doesn't excuse Domas, that doesn't excuse DeMar, that doesn't excuse Malik, and even Keegan at a young age, doesn't excuse everybody. But you have a lot of responsibility if you're that guy, and he's that guy. And he can't be a part of not being locked in. And he damn sure can't be a part of letting it go if we're not as a team. And so the pressure is on me, and the pressure is on him to go get it done.
Very interesting. And what's most interesting to me about that, Jay, is that the question had nothing to do with De'Aaron Fox specifically, right? But Mike Brown definitely took it there, first opportunity he had.
Yeah, he did. And, one of the thing about it is, and Drape says this quite a bit, Coach Brown, and we know the team is, but Coach Brown is trying to win games. And so, one thing about Coach Brown, because he has the reputation, he has, the merits, as I said, he's Colonel Brown. He's got the merits to say certain things. And we even heard it in the Draymond Green, Baron Davis interview with De'Aaron. Draymond point blank, basically told De'Aaron, this dude is legit. He knows what he's doing. And so if you guys aren't getting it done, it's not necessarily on Coach Brown, it's on you guys. And so I think Coach Brown can take that and run with it and have those type of challenges for a De'Aaron, for a Domantas, for a DeMar, and have people actually stand up and watch it. But it is super interesting that this isn't the first, second, maybe the third or fourth. I can go back 2 or 3 instances where Coach Brown has called out De'Aaron, Domas a time or two, but he's definitely pinpointed De'Aaron, in some of these conversations. So super interesting, very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting when we come back, Kyle Draper is going to join us courtside. Yes, from the Golden One Center, Kings Lakers night on Sacktown Sports.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbelievable prices, only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call.
If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-353-9900. That's 800-353-9900. 800-353-9900.
Every rose has its thorn.
Get ready for rock legend Bret Michaels, bringing his unforgettable show to the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno on December 28th. Experience all the hits, all the energy with the iconic voice of Bret Michaels. And here's the ultimate rock star bonus, a chance to win a signed guitar from Bret himself, exclusively at the show. Don't miss your chance to rock out and create memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. December 28th, Bret Michaels at the Nugget Reno, where rock and roll dreams come true.
Merry Christmas from Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're still celebrating Black Friday all month long. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors, or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports, and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
For Christmas is
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Everybody's waiting for Santa Claus. Everybody's been waiting all day for Santa Draper, and he's here. Kyle Draper joining us. Drapes, welcome to the conversation. Lakers, Kings night. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Let me just start off by saying, when Drapes is late, when I'm late, it's not because I'm just lounging, relaxing.
We know that.
You know, I got high-level meetings and important stuff to handle in my life, man.
Right.
And so I would never disrespect you and Jay by, oh man, I got out of bed late, or you know what, I ran out of gas, even though I got an electric car. Like, I would never disrespect
slow
you
group
guys.
ahead of us.
So right, exactly. It's always for a good reason, and so I'm here now. I'm ready to dive into this matchup. Ready to talk some Kings basketball. I'm good. I'm good to go now.
Good. What do you think of the state of the rivalry, Lakers Kings? In your mind, where is that right now?
I think it's still up there. I think, and I know Jay brought this up last night after our show and talked about it. Like, I think there's one team that we would want to beat more than anybody else, and it's the Lakers. Even though I hate the Warriors as much as I do and their fan base and everything like that, it's still just the mention of the word Lakers. Because you know why? One, because of obviously what happened in 2002. We understand that. But also, the Lakers seem like a bunch of, how should I put this? Their fans seem like a bunch of, and this is how Warriors fans started to become as well, seem like they're better than us.
Yeah.
Like we're little brother.
Right.
We don't belong at the same table or anything like that.
I hate
you. Exactly. And so I feel like it's still a bitter rivalry. And the fact that when we lost to them earlier in their season, the second game, and I clowned their confetti drop that they had and their fan base came at, like, I think it still means something to them too.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lakers fans love sticking it to Sacramento. And so I think it's still strong. And I'll tell you what, I talked to Mike Bibby about, for a King Central. You'll see part of it tonight on NBC Sports. But him, Doug, like all those guys, like the thought of the Lakers still bothers them.
Sure.
And I think longtime fans is still the same.
Yeah, Jay and I were talking about that earlier. And to me, the thing about LA, the Lakers and Laker fans, they try to have it both ways. They try to kind of act like we don't care about Sacramento. But then when they beat Sacramento, it's like,
right.
We didn't care.
Exactly.
But, it's on the Kings to do something about that.
Right. It's exactly. And, Lakers fans have been quiet the last couple years or so. Like Kings have gotten the better of them until, obviously what happened in October. But I feel like, and it's kind of the same thing with the Warriors too, like to really get over it, you need to beat them like 15 times in a row or something like that. You really need to, year after year after year, finish ahead of them in the standings. I think I said it either earlier this year or late last year. I'm not worried about the Warriors. They're in our rear view mirror. But actually, they're not right now. Like, you know what I mean? That was me being hopeful and wishful thinking. And same thing with the Lakers right now. We need them to have several years of, playing or missing the playoffs and us to be legitimate contenders year in and year out before I think we exercise those demons against them.
It's funny. You got Darvin Ham now saying, last year all Laker fans like, oh, this guy's terrible. He's holding us back. He's the worst. He's saying now, look, if I'd have been anywhere else but LA, I would have gotten an extension. And now there are some people starting to go, maybe it wasn't all Darvin Ham. This roster is a little out of whack and it's getting older. And we'll talk more about it coming up top of the hour. The Lakers they're not defending at all. Mike Brown's upset about the way the Kings are defending, and the Lakers aren't defending either. And they're not playing physically. Right. And LeBron, he's putting up numbers, but he's really not playing well. And it looks like this iteration of the Lakers may be approaching, if not, they're already past their due date, their expiration date.
If I'm being, this is the first time where when I look at this Lakers team and I look at Rob Pelinka, their GM, he has to make a move. He has to do something, whether it's with D'Angelo Russell or some of the other guys. He has to improve this roster. A couple of years ago, he did, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. But we saw what happened this past season, last year with the Lakers. We saw what's happening this year. Got off to a solid start. But now, reality, I feel like, is sinking in. And you look at LeBron and the current state of where he's at right now in his career, and they have to do something. Like, if not, they're going to keep sinking down, and they're going to be the laughing stock of the league. Yeah.
Well, they just all passed their prime.
The Lakers in that rocking chair. Maybe time to find a nice place for them in Thousand Oaks or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course.
It's time to roll them out. They're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his farewell tour.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Kareem got a rocking chair, I think, and things like that. Good job, good effort, for those guys. But the run is over, but here's the thing, Wayne. We still got basketball to play tonight and Saturday.
Right.
Me and you could talk all this, but we got to get these wins.
Oh, yeah. If the Lakers win these two games, heaven forbid, then all of a sudden they're starting to get up out of that rocking chair.
And here's the thing about it. I'm going to have to shut up then. Like, I can't say anything. If they beat us twice, I'm doing all this trash talking beforehand, father time. We're doing that. But now we got to back it up on the court.
Absolutely.
Our guys got to have our backs tonight on the floor.
Yeah.
They got to be like, you know what? I heard Drapes and Whitey on the drive, guys. They're right. You know what? We're going to win this for these guys. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the standings or win it for yourself. Win it for the drive guys tonight.
Do you have any thoughts you'd be willing to share?
Always got thoughts.
On what Mike Brown had to say about De'Aaron Fox yesterday. It's interesting. De'Aaron Fox came out on Draymond's podcast, said what he had to say about the organization and his future, which he said before. He said that. Then you got a couple of days later, and you got Mike Brown yesterday asked about the defense, and he says, Fox is a great player who can be a superstar, but he's got to play better defensively at the start of games. And somebody here on the in the chateau says that is the most direct criticism of De'Aaron Fox we've heard from Mike Brown. What do you think of all that?
Well, no, I think it's interesting. I look at it like this, Whitey. I love the fact that Mike is challenging De'Aaron, but ultimately, it's not about whether Mike challenges him or whether me and you think about, think it's great or the chateau. How does De'Aaron Fox receive that?
Right.
If it motivates De'Aaron, if it gets him to play at a high level and lock in for a full 48 like Mike's talking about, I love it. I love it. It's great. It's great. That's what we need to see. And when you talk about all great players, I look at Tim Duncan with Greg Popovich, who Mike Brown came up under. Popovich criticized Tim Duncan just as much as he criticized the 12th, 13th man on the team. Same thing with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in New England. That is historically known. And so if you're a great player, which De'Aaron Fox is, you got to accept that and say, you know what, coach? You're right. I'm going to be better. Like, usually the great players want to be challenged. You know what I mean? They don't want to, just have a free run of ship, free reign and everything. Like, you want a player. That's the thing, too. If you ask people around LeBron James, he actually does want to be coached hard. He does it, because that's how you earn respect. You know what I mean? If you're running through film sessions, Whitey, and you're showing everybody else's mistakes, but De'Aaron's mistakes aren't on there, how the rest of the team going to look?
Yeah.
And so if he can challenge De'Aaron like this, that not only signals it to De'Aaron, but everybody else.
Right.
Is like, oh, snap. If he's doing it with De'Aaron, I got to lock in too.
Yeah. And as Jay and I were saying, Mike Brown is one of the very few people in the organization that can tell you what it takes to win a championship because he's been on teams that have done it.
Yes.
So he's right. Hey, I've done it. You have no idea. I just think the timing's interesting. And I appreciate De'Aaron saying what he's saying and being as forthright as he is. And I appreciate Mike Brown coming out and saying what he said. And it's almost like, all right, De'Aaron says the organization has to do this and this and this. That's fine. But De'Aaron, you have to do this and this and this for us to get where you want to get to.
Exactly. And it's 100% right. And, Mike just came from Golden State. Best believe Steph Curry was coached hard. And Amadrock is correct in his assessment here on the YouTube chat. I have a feeling Brown's challenge to Fox is something Fox has heard before. Mike putting it out in the media doesn't make a bit of difference to Fox. It's just fodder for the media in the chat room. I do believe everything Mike has said is something he says behind closed doors. Been in the film sessions, him pointing it out. Foxy, you got to be better here. And so to his point, though, Whitey, when you look at championship teams, the leader is most of the time the best play. I could talk about Giannis. I could talk about Tatum. I could talk about Jokic, who we just saw. Like, the team follows those guys. And so when you're talking about locking in, the team is going to follow De'Aaron Fox. He really is the heartbeat of this team. How Fox goes, I feel like we go.
We'll come back, and we'll tell you how the Kings can light up the Lakers like a Christmas tree tonight. Next from the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves.
Curbside pickup and delivery available, and the lowest prices for over 30 years only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly. Beach 21.
Hey, it's time to open up your calendar app for some incredible live events coming your way. This is the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar, bringing you the hottest shows in town. Kick off 2025 with country superstars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean. They're hitting the stage at Thunder Valley on January 10th for a night of hot country hits. Then on January 11th, laugh until your sides hurt with comedy legend Bill Engvall. He's performing live at Thunder Valley, a show you won't want to miss. And the one and only Justin Timberlake is bringing electrifying energy to the Golden One Center on January 15th. This is your chance to see an icon in action. For a more intimate vibe, catch Bryce Vine at Ace of Spades on January 25th. It'll be an unforgettable night of alternative hip-hop. And finally, looking ahead to February 20th, Old 60 lights up Ace of Spades with their unique blend of rock and soul. Get your tickets now because these shows will sell out fast. For details and updates, visit sacktownsports.com. And stay tuned. This is your ticket to the best live entertainment in the 916, the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar. The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Dylan Scott, Country Till I Die Tour.
That's my girl.
Platinum selling artist Dylan Scott. With special guests Jackson Dean and Avery Anna.
Just can't have mine. Thank God she loves me. God knows I got so lucky.
Friday, January 10th, 7 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
KHD-KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
I don't know if it's because it's the holiday season, or if it's because it's the Lakers, or because we know there's some drama swirling around here, but I just feel like this is it's a special night, Drapes. I just feel like there's a lot coming together here, and part of it is Drive Guys coming to you from Gold One Center. You know, the Kings have not been playing great. They've started playing better, and they're trying to get this season on the right track, and they're playing a team that's actually in a very similar boat. The Lakers have been struggling of late, and they're trying to get things back on track. So neither one of these teams can afford to stumble through these next two games.
I mean, here we are, December 19th. And we got a massive game tonight, a massive stretch of games tonight and obviously Saturday and then next Saturday. And no, you're two teams that are in desperate need of a win. And, you know, I look at the injury report, for instance. Domantas Sabonis playing tonight. Kevin Huerter playing tonight. Keegan playing tonight. Like that fall Domas took the other night, shoot, I know I'd be laid up for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But, you know, Domas obviously wants to play, is a gamer. And I think he recognizes the importance of tonight's game, too. Like, this is a big game. I mean, think about it like this, too. Over the next 10 days or so, the tiebreaker with the Lakers will be decided.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this is a team we're probably going to be in contention with for some sort of playoff seeding. And so, you got 3 of your next 5 games are against the Lakers, which is crazy. And so you got to start winning these games.
We talked yesterday about how these next few home games present opportunities for the Kings. And here's the opportunity you have against the Lakers. You have an opportunity to run them out of the gym. And I'm not just saying that because we don't like the Lakers. Look at this. This is from Dave McMenamin, who's going to join us today. I think 4 o'clock we're talking to him. ESPN, he wrote, the 3 biggest reasons LeBron and the Lakers are flailing in the West. And I'll just run them down real quick. Porous defense. One Western Conference scout who saw the Lakers Heat film said they weren't even trying. The Lakers play with zero physicality. It's easy to get transition baskets. It's easy to score via pick and rolls. It's easy to post up and cut for easy baskets. Everything is just easy. Yes.
No resistance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Kings have a chance with the offense starting to come around to take advantage of that porous LA defense. Number 2, not enough consistency from James and Davis or the players around them. And third and finally, and I'm not his biggest fan, but it hurts a little bit to say this, LeBron James has been, by his standards, poor.
Yeah.
And his numbers are good, but if you judge by plus minus, let's see, according to McMenamin, and I think this might have been a game or 2 ago, he says the Lakers win. LeBron is off the court are plus 42. When LeBron is on the floor, the Lakers are minus 129.
All right.
And again, we talk about plus minus.
I'm not,
One
I'm
game,
not,
it's like, yeah, but this is over all the games so far.
Yeah, but I'm not a plus minus guy pretty much in almost every situation, because I could say, well, you could look at it. LeBron's usually out there with the other team's best players. He's usually on the bench when the bench is in, and so it's, he's losing against, other teams' starters.
And you're right. It's not an individual stat, really.
Right. It really is.
You're never on the floor by yourself.
And here's the thing. LeBron is definitely not the same player, but he's 23 points, 22.8, 8 rebounds, 9.1 assists, 49% from the field. His individual numbers are still great, but he doesn't impact winning like he used to. You know what I mean? It's like he used to be able, and we saw it second game of the season when he single-handedly went on like a 17-0 run or whatever it was that he had, 14-0 run. Those are few and far between now. And the thing about the Lakers too is, and McMenamin talked about it, you can score, but if you ain't getting stops, it don't matter. Lakers can't stop anybody. You know what I mean? There's nobody scared of the Lakers defense right now. And so I look at, tonight's game as an opportunity for this Kings offense, which is 5th in offensive rating right now and 14th in defensive rating, to really be able to do some things, especially with our guys coming back tonight.
LeBron, over a 13-game stretch, had 66 turnovers. He went through a 7-game stretch where from 3, he was 4 for 34, and he has been hurt. And look, we know it's going to happen to everybody, and he's almost 40. But listen to this. On layups and dunks this year, layups and dunks, LeBron James shooting percentage, what would you think? On layups and dunks.
Probably high 60s, like 68 or so.
He said 65%, his lowest in a season since player tracking began in 2013-14. So, yeah, not to cherry pick numbers, but the bottom line is LeBron, despite some numbers that are like, wow, those are good numbers, he hadn't been LeBron this year.
He has not been LeBron, exactly. And, the hope for the Lakers was that Anthony Davis would be their number 1 guy. And he's been fantastic. He's been fantastic, but I got some numbers right here, Whitey. How about this? When it comes to Anthony Davis, 10-3 when he scores 30 or more points. So when he's the clear-cut alpha, he's the clear-cut guy, 10-3. 4-9 when he's not. So that's something to watch out for tonight. How much are they running stuff through AD? How involved he's in there. I think from a King standpoint and an opponent standpoint, if LeBron feels like he got to put the team on his shoulder, that might be good news for us, because then Anthony Davis becomes the forgotten man, and so I don't know. I don't know what to make of this Lakers team. maybe they aren't good enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? They need another player to pair with AD and LeBron. And I believe Rob Pelinka, I mean, we talk about hot seat. Like, he has to have some sense of urgency, I believe, this season.
I want to read something to you that I mentioned earlier, but it cracks me up. And it might be a little over dramatic, but this is from the LA Times. You know, Bill Plaschke?
Yeah, Bill Plaschke. Yeah.
Here's what he wrote, and this was on December 5th. And I apologize to those who heard it already. This is what he wrote about the Lakers on December 5th. After a quarter of the season, the Lakers are no better than a bottom seed in the Western Conference, surely headed for a third consecutive appearance in the play-in tournament, seemingly destined for a second consecutive first-round knockout. This is in the LA Times now. He says, it's over already. There is no hope. Again, with no first-round draft pick and suffocating salaries, they might not be any better next year.
Damn.
Really?
It's a wrap.
There's no
hope for
hope.
them. No hope for them. Wow, that's Bill. I've gone on record, and I'll say it again, Whitey. I do believe last year, if they didn't draw Denver, they probably would have advanced. But they were dumb. They positioned themselves to have to play Denver in the first round of the playoffs. That's a horrible matchup. This year, and you tell me, I don't get why Austin Reaves is some sort of untouchable out there in Lakerland. Reaves is a solid player. No doubt about it. But untouchable? 16.9, 35% three-point shooting is untouchable? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
They need to make a big splash. And I'm not saying they need to go out there and get Dorian Finney-Smith. They need high-level talent, I think, to come in.
This is from a Western Conference scout on Austin Reaves. Are you interested?
Yeah, I would love to hear this.
Quote, if Austin Reaves is your third best player, and I love Austin, I think he's a very good basketball player.
But
if he's your third best player, you're not a championship contender. You're just not. If you put Austin Reaves on the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Boston Celtics, he's probably the fifth, maybe even sixth best player on those rosters.
Who wrote that?
That is a Western Conference scout.
That's
anonymously.
100% true.
Yeah.
That Reaves is a nice player. Think about it. He'd probably come off the bench for us, our team right now.
Yeah.
But they're counting on him to be their third best player. It's it doesn't make sense. And so that's where Pelinka has failed the organization, is maybe overvaluing Austin Reaves.
Amadrock, his game plan for tonight in the Chateau. I'd like to see the Kings touch the paint a lot tonight. Drapes, what do you think? Touch that paint, spray it.
Oh yeah,
I want to see him just
spray
run
trees,
rebound and run.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The crash and dash.
Yeah, I've never said that. I've never the rip and run, the grab and go.
Yeah,
the snatch and take off. Crash and dash?
The crash and dash. Tonight's the night.
Here's the thing. If you wouldn't say it so much, I probably might use it once in a while, but I know you would love me to. So I'm like, no, I'm not giving him the satisfaction. But yeah, Lakers don't want to run. Sort of like Denver the other night. The MO is out on them. And so get out in transition. I agree with you.
So golden opportunity for the Kings, who of course have their own problems and lost one against Denver that they probably should have won, right? I think it's fair to say they came from all the way back.
Yeah.
And then Denver, what they score in their last 9 possessions?
Who is it?
I believe they scored on their last 9 possessions.
Yeah, made their last 9 shots or 8 shots in a row, I think they made.
Yeah, you get a
21?
stop and you win that game.
Yeah.
And give Denver credit. They've won a championship and they've got big-time players, but still, that's why Mike Brown was so mad. If his team got a stop down the stretch, they would have won that game.
Just one stop. And here's the thing. Looked at some numbers earlier, Whitey. We talk about clutch and everything like that. I'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. It's the defense that's letting this team down. Even C.J. McCollum dropping 17 in the fourth.
Right.
The Pelicans almost came back to win.
Right.
You got to sack up and close out defensively late in the game.
Yep. Ward has a question. Been busy. Any news on Sabonis for tonight? We'll come right back with that. Drive Guys with an injury update next from the Golden One on Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! Cisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel or extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
That's an MF Doom kind of night here from the Gold One Center. Here's the injury update. Drapes, we know that this has changed this afternoon. So what's the latest we have on the availability tonight of Domantas and Keegan and Herter?
Well, I got the latest injury report right in front of me, Whitey. Kevin Herter, available.
Yay.
Domantas Sabonis, available.
Yay.
Keegan Murray, available.
Yeah.
All 3 guys will play. Trey Lyles still questionable, but all 3 guys I just mentioned, they are back and playing tonight.
Okay, and Trey is questionable. I thought he was out, so there's a chance, right?
Saying there's a chance.
All right.
Yep. Trey Lyles, questionable, according to the latest injury report.
Mm-hmm. I guess Keegan says that he spoke today to Brendan Nunes, among others, and he said he jammed his foot in the Houston game, so it was active.
Yeah. So for a few weeks, he's been dealing with that.
Yeah.
I heard that soundbite, and I don't remember it, the play at all. But and for it to flare up when it did, that's like, man. But he's back tonight, which is great because we could have used him the other night against Aaron Gordon. I got to imagine tonight he's going to guard LeBron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure it's not legal, but I'll bet you if he could and if he needed to, Domas would play on crutches. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that, but he would.
He would. It's a quality of his that is to be admired because it would probably be easy making all that money, 1 of 82. You know what? I'm gonna take one more day. I'm gonna give it one more. No, but it
might even be
out there.
Prudent,
right? It might even be prudent. You're right about that. And so, but we need him tonight, man. This is a big game tonight. White.
Yeah.
Get this one tonight.
put some doubt in those Lakers' minds even more. Beat them again on Saturday, and then you're starting to feel good above 500.
Yes. Once you play through almost a whole season with a broken thumb, I'm sure you feel like, unless my leg falls off, I'm going to play.
Exactly, right? He's used to the pain. But it's back pain. That's what's, like the fact that he's giving it a go with the back pain.
And you can see sometimes where he stretches and he grimaces.
Right,
There's obviously back pain. Anybody who's had a bad back, which is a lot of people, you can't do anything without it kind of barking at you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I did my workout with my guy Lim today.
Yeah.
He has this thing where he wants me to do some laps, but he wants me to carry a weighted ball on my shoulder. And so it's like I'm you ever watch strongman competitions where they got the big kegs and everything? That's how it is. But I tweaked something, dude, and it's gone like shooting down my back.
That's not good.
And I literally thought about calling it. Like, so, for me, a hangnail, and I'm like, you know what, big fella, I might be out today. But for Domas, he hit that ground so hard, and then to bounce back and play today, man, he's a warrior.
Yeah. How much was the weight? Do you know how much it weighed?
15 pounds.
That's a lot to carry on.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's one arm. You do several laps, and then you switch it and do it on the other shoulder. Oh, it was painful, dude. I tweaked something. And here's the thing. And I got to throw this out there to my YouTubers and text line people. Lim's like, yeah, you got a little stinger. That's what I'm talking about, man. That you could tell people, yeah, that's what we do when we work out. Sometimes we get the stingers, you know what I mean? But you just work it out. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm in pain right here. Like, I need a massage. I need to
suck it up.
gun.
That's what he's telling you.
Nah,
he said, suck it up.
Ben Gay or Icy Hot or something. That's what I need right
Tiger
now.
Bomb.
He's like, dude, it's like a war wound or something like that. And I'm like, no, bro, that hurts. Ouch. It'd be killing me, man.
But did you finish? You did finish.
Oh,
right?
of course. Come on,
Yeah,
big fella. Come on. Come on now. Yes. But I was struggling, man. 3 workouts in 2 days, Whitey.
Yeah.
I did a barbell class at Lifetime yesterday. Got my gains in there. Did Lim yesterday and Lim today. So your boy's been putting in the work.
Bet you're sleeping better when you do that, huh?
Yeah, but then I got the damn kids waking up at 6:30 and everything. It's still dark out, and then they're like, "All right, Dad, time to get up." I'm like, man. So
wow.
I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah. Let me ask you if you agree with this.
Yeah, I got so. Yeah.
This is from, I believe it's from The Ringer. Yes, it is. 10 most intriguing players of the trade season. Now, intriguing is one of those words. I know we've used that. It can mean a lot of different things, right? Intriguing. You're intrigued.
Right. I'm intrigued about everybody. Yeah.
So according to The Ringer, 10 most intriguing players of the trade season. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram.
Yep.
Cam Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James.
Yeah, that's not intriguing.
Jonathan Kuminga.
A little bit.
Jeremy Grant.
Yep.
Kyle Kuzma.
Yes.
Zach LaVine.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Clarkson.
Mm-hmm.
De'Aaron Fox.
Get out of here.
He's on there. That's not ranked.
Let me look up. Come on, who wrote that? Kevin O'Connor ain't even there anymore. Who wrote that?
I believe it was a lot of different writers, but they had De'Aaron Fox as one of the 10 most intriguing players of trade season. And you probably, I know you had some stuff to do today. Did you see what friend of the show Evan Sidery had to say today?
Yeah, is that Jay texted that, right? I think it was Jay who sent it in our text chat.
He wrote a piece for Forbes that De'Aaron Fox's comments have sent ripples around the NBA.
Whitey.
I know we've talked about this a lot, but it came up today in 2 national sites, Forbes and The Ringer.
I hate sports media right now because let's first address The Ringer. If you go down that list, Whitey, we already knew about Ingram. We already knew about LaVine. We already knew about a bunch of those guys. But to make it sexy and to make it have some sizzle, let me throw in LeBron James. Let me throw in De'Aaron Fox. That's what I feel. I feel like it's it's putting people in there
to make us talk about it. Oh, De'Aaron Fox is on this list?
Right.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I hate sports media right now. And our boy Evan Sidery, friend of show, respect what he does. But those comments to me, and maybe I'm wrong, NBA GMs were already eyeballing De'Aaron Fox, if you know the future of Fox. It didn't take those comments to send a ripple effect. The fact that he didn't, first of all, he had already made, Anthony Slater and Athletic and
Sam
Amick had it at the beginning of the season.
They did.
That, Fox is all about trying to win and the Kings. So this didn't send ripples through the league. We already knew this. But go ahead.
I'm with you, and I appreciate the discussion. Here's what the Ringer says about De'Aaron Fox. Essential question. What will Fox say if the Kings can't make it back to the playoffs? Well, that has nothing to do with the trade deadline.
Yeah. Right.
If they don't make the playoffs, maybe then in the offseason, maybe we have something to talk about. Maybe we don't. We don't know. So I'm with you. It's a little premature. And Evan Sidery, I follow him and we appreciate when he comes on the show. But I don't know that there's a lot, if anything, new in what he reported today. Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
De'Aaron Fox said these things to Draymond Green. What does that mean? Oh, everybody around the league noticed that. Well, of course they've noticed.
Right.
Of course they did.
And the thing about it, too, is if Fox didn't go on this isn't a story. That's the thing. Fox says this. Now everybody's following up. Uh-oh. The Ringer. De'Aaron Fox. Let's include him because it's timely. Fox is timely right now. And so, I'm not going to diss Evan Sidery. He's our guy. I actually like the work he does. He works hard. But, dude, the fact that he didn't sign the extension when he did, back in, before the season, that already signaled to GMs. All right.
Yeah.
Like GMs are always canvassing and looking at other teams' players.
Here's my opinion on this.
Uh-oh.
When De'Aaron Fox says those things, he said them to us, right, on Media Day. I appreciate that he's forthright, and he has every right to say it. I do think from the team standpoint, I think at this point, given all the kerfuffle this has caused, I think he and the team are better off if he backs off that. I'm not saying he needs to walk it back. I'm just saying you made your point. I don't know that he needs to make it any further. It's his right. If he wants to, fine. And it gives us stuff to talk about.
Yes.
So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just saying as objectively as I can, I think it's in the best interest of De'Aaron and the team. If from here on out, if he's asked about that, just kind of, you know what, I'm not focused on that right now. Because I think he's made his point.
Do you think he is consciously trying to send a message?
Yes.
You really do?
Yeah. I mean, he's a smart guy, right? He doesn't say something and go, oh, man, I didn't know it'd be taken that way. And maybe it's as simple as maybe he wants to make sure the team at the deadline realizes where he's coming from. I don't know. And maybe he's just being honest. And again, I don't blame him for that. But I don't know that he or the team benefits if he continues to do that.
You might be right about that. I will give you that. But I'll also say, I don't think anything De'Aaron Fox has said is shocking. So he didn't even need to say that for the organization to be on notice. When you have a star player, that's automatic. That, there isn't a star player out there that hasn't won where they're just sitting back, oh, well, I'm good. I'll do another, 20 years in this organization. And I'm talking, when I say star player, I'm talking top 20 players in the league. I'm not talking for instance, Devin Booker. I never remember him coming out and saying, if we don't win, because it was already implied. So what happened? They went and got Kevin Durant. They went and got, when you have a superstar player, a star level player like De'Aaron Fox, it's inherent on you to capitalize and take advantage of that and try to win now. I think we're well past the days of, you know what, if we don't put together a contender, this guy will be loyal to us and stay here. I think the nature of today's business, if you're not trying, you risk losing your superstar.
Yeah. I just feel like he's made his point. I think he's made it very succinctly. And I feel like from now on, focus on everything should be focused on winning games.
Yep.
But I don't care if he does or not. I don't care. I just don't know that it's in the best interest of the team going forward. We'll come back and take a look at what the return of Keegan, Herter, and Domantas Sabonis playing tonight, what that means against Lakers next on Sacktown Sports.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more superer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Superer Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at hagenoaks.com.
Merry Christmas from Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're still celebrating Black Friday all month long. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 75% off select holiday decor clearance. Plus, don't miss our limited time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, grills, and more. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/19 through 12/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by the offices of J.G. Winter Law. In the game versus Los Angeles, the 49ers got back two key defensive players in defensive end Nick Bosa and linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw, however, experienced Achilles soreness and played little in the second half. Also, safety Javier Brown left in the second half with a groin injury. Niners lose 12-6 to Los Angeles and fall to 6-8 on the year. Next up for the 49ers, it's Miami.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
but one time we were in New Mexico and it snowed on Christmas, visiting my wife's family. That's the only time I had a white Christmas. But we're talking about all these injuries and how Herter's supposed to be available tonight, and Keegan and Domas. We don't know about Trey Lyles, questionable. What about Penny the Penguin? We need an injury update.
Oh,
Penny
she's good, big fella.
She's good?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Took her to the operating room, emergency room, patched her up and everything. Although I will say, love Penny the Penguin. But somehow the wind and she fell over and her beak landed in a pile of dirt like mud.
Oh no.
So she got a dirty beak, like her nostrils, battle scars.
Yeah.
And so my daughter's like, Dad, Penny's nose. I'm like, it's like me at the gym, It's like you got to have those battle scars, like my back is killing me right now. But you know what? That's part of the gains I got in. Same thing with Penny. She survived it.
Did Penny miss any games, or was she right back at it the next night?
No, she missed a couple days. No, it was because I didn't have a kid. I'll keep it real.
What about the fence?
Don't get me started on the fence, Whitey. I didn't want to hear this story? You want to hear this story?
I guess.
You want to hear this story?
Yeah.
So I'm renting my house. I don't own my house. But what happened with this story made me realize 2025, I'm buying a house. So I got a landlord.
Yeah.
Fence came down. Guy comes out, looks at the fence, says, all right, I'll be out there Thursday to fix your fence. I'm like, great. Get it done nice and quick. He calls me today. So I was going to come out there, but the landlord only approved $200 to fix the fence. I'm like, and what? This ain't 19.
And you have dogs, right? So you need a fence.
No, the
right?
wife got the dog. She's got the dog.
Okay.
My ex got the dogs.
Okay.
But so I'm like, and what? Like, dude, a lot of people, the materials cost $200. So he's like, I can't fix your fence. And I'm like, you know what? These cheap, like, dog, come on. A fence for $200, Whitey, and it's not like a little chain link fence or anything. It's a tall wooden fence. And it fell down. It's rotting. Like, it needs to be a new fence. He's like, I can do it for $400 or $500 probably, just get it back up and running. But they've only approved $200. Like 200, like what handyman is coming out? $200 is more for inside the house stuff. To fix a fence? And so 2025 is going to be my year, big fella. The Draper estate, I'm looking
Wow.
I'm looking
There's
for
an
the Draper
endorsement
estate.
waiting to happen.
Right?
Yeah.
But how can I get an endorsement with that, though? What kind of deals could they give?
Real estate, baby.
Not a real it. Not that, but they not real estate agents ain't hooking you up. I need like developers.
Well, developers or some place somewhere that's they're trying to promote their new homes and
community homes. Hey, I can be bought. You know that. So let's make it happen. But yeah, I was so upset, man. That kind of ruined my day. From that moment on, I told somebody, I said, 2025, I'm buying a house. I'm not dealing with landlord. Because here's the thing. My boy Jimmy, who is the handyman, he's like, yeah, Kyle, and I knew this one house too. They were charging her $3,000 a month. And I looked up their mortgage payment, that the owners were having, and it was only $1,200 a month they had to pay, but they were charging the tenant $3,000. I'm like, and it made me think the rental market is the biggest racket going on in our country right now. That needs to be addressed. Because then what happens, Whitey? Jay, give me my music, big fella. Give me my music. I'm sorry. Give me my music. Because this upsets me, Whitey.
Take it easy.
Nah, I can't calm down. I can't calm down. Because, and this isn't even native to drapes. This isn't a drapes problem. I'm talking to all the renters out there, whether you're at work right now, whether you're driving home, whether you're picking up some Christmas gifts. The rental market and the rental industry is screwed because you got a family of 3, a family of 4, maybe a single parent, 1 income household. They live in a place for a year. What happens after that first year? Rent's going up. It's going up. And what can you do about it?
Not a lot.
Not
you
a
can do about
damn
it,
thing. But yet your mortgage ain't go up, Whitey. The mortgage ain't go. The mortgage was the mortgage, big fella.
Right.
You still paying
Right.
$1,200 a month.
Might even have gone down.
Might even have
depending on
gone
how you
down.
handled it. Yeah.
And then this is a Drape's point that I'm making right here. Then when an appliance breaks, how come you giving me the cheapest appliance in the world out there? How come the dishwasher only costs $50? How come the new microwave don't even have the oscillating table? Like the rental, there needs to be a congressional interference, a congressional investigation, because it's ridiculous what these landlords and these homeowners are charging people who rent. It's ridiculous. And here's the thing, Whitey. Here's the problem. I got friends that I know, been living in the house for 5 years. Landlord says, we're selling the house. You got to be out in 60 days.
Yeah.
Like, where are the tenants' rights? And I know California is one of the states that really does have tenants' rights and things like that. But there needs to be more. We got to do more to protect our renters, whether it's make it home ownership easier, rent control, something.
Yeah.
Because it's frustrating. And I'm feeling it right now. You know, so 2025, Drapes is buying a house. If you want me to be your neighbor, you got a place on sale right now on your block, hit me up because I'm in the market. I'm frustrated. That's Drapes Takes. That's a bonus, unvarnished, unfiltered Drapes Takes, Jay. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniform.
I know this is a sports show, Whitey. I understand. But, dude, come on.
Talk your talk, Drapes. That's yeah,
Jay,
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Approved?
I apologize to you for going there. I had no idea it was such a sensitive area.
Well, you never know what's going to set me off, big fella.
I know.
My boy can't even get a whirlpool.
That's what I'm saying, Jay.
A Kenmore. Come on, man.
I live up on the hill with an ivory tower and everything.
The microwave doesn't have the oscillating
it doesn't have an oscillating table.
It just sits still.
Can't really call it a microwave, can you?
Got a toaster oven.
Yeah, right, toaster. You guys are killing me, man.
Dude, water, sewer,
that
trash, man. Don't get it started, man. It's serious out here, man.
It's like, I don't understand why you got to buy the cheapest appliances, because really you're investing in your own house.
Right.
When the tenant leaves, that appliance will still be there. And theoretically, you could charge a little bit more. We got the high-end appliances.
Mm-hmm.
We got the stainless steel stove. Why buy the cheapest stuff?
When last time I was renting and if the fence broke, I paid for it myself because I thought it was my fault. And I know it's not the case with you. It was a big storm and there was an umbrella, on the patio table, this huge storm, and I left it. I took it down, folded it down, but I didn't take it out. And I left it out. I left it open.
Yeah.
And the wind picked it up and hurled it against the fence right on the point of it, and it busted the fence board.
You paid for it?
Because just for the board, it was just one board because it was my fault because I should have known better than to.
So that would have fit in the $200 allotment.
Yeah, it would have.
Probably.
Yeah. But for I don't know what your landlord thinks he's going to accomplish with $200. Doesn't he want a fence around his house? It's his house.
I don't know, man. I don't. You know what happens? These people move out of town and they use a property management company, and like you would think you get some quotes. All right, how much is it going to cost?
Right.
Get some quotes or something,
right,
and then make a decision. Nope, $200. That's all I'm gonna spend.
Dude, you get nails and a hammer.
Right. That's my guy.
And maybe some wood glue.
Not that many nails.
Some wood glue.
Some wood glue. Some Elmer's wood glue. Ron. If your appliance has a hand crank to get it working, it's time to upgrade. I agree. That microwave with the non-oscillating table, it just sits there. I'm joking about that.
You got like those Flintstones appliances.
Right.
Like little dinosaur. Well, it's a living.
Oh, you got it. All right, man. Sorry. Who knew? Who knew that?
I'm just glad Penny's
bringing up the
okay.
fence. Yeah, Penny's good.
Penguin's okay.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good.
All right, we'll get back to what the return of Kevin Herter and Keegan Murray means for the Kings tonight against the Lakers. Next. Got Dave McMenamin coming up too on Sacktown Sports.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Really means a lot to us. We have so many people that are with us every day. Thank you for participating, and it warms your heart this holiday season to see how many people. And there's a number of people here that are volunteering to come to Drape's aid when it comes to his fish. That's just very nice.
Well, you know, Whitey, we're a family out here.
Yeah.
The Drive Guys, listeners and YouTubers and text liners, we're family out here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the love, guys. Thank you so much. I just had to get that off my chest. I appreciate everybody's concern.
And we haven't heard from anybody who's offering this yet, but I know there are people going, oh, if Kyle needs a place to stay, he can stay with me. Right?
That ain't happening, big fella. I love you, YouTubers.
You know, Ted would love to have you.
Ain't happening.
You need a place to stay. I can't speak for them.
Come on, roomie. You don't want to be his roomie?
I'd stay in the car first. I'd stay in my car. Plus, Jay would help me out. Jay would let me cry.
Oh, yeah, I got you. You know we got the room.
Okay.
And the children. Yeah,
State. You know what I mean? Exactly. So
that's just nice. That's all.
Duck Hunt Dano says you can stay in the barn, Drapes. You know, he has a barn, I guess.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Is it a loft barn, with the hay on top and everything?
You might want to look.
Probably cold out there right now, though, big time.
It's probably cold.
Your landlord kicks you out and you haven't bought your house yet.
I know. Hopefully they're not listening, right? What if they are?
Go get
Dude,
a text right now.
Righty here, man. Yep. Oh, man, I'm messing around. Just so everybody know, I was joking.
Oh, yeah. It's all in fun. Before we get back to the Kings,
what we got?
Found this example. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is an example, a textbook example, actually, of how to run your professional sports organization into the ground. Did you see the story that came out today about the Jets and Woody Johnson?
No.
Okay, Woody Johnson, apparently he has two sons, teenage sons. They're big they're big Madden fans of the game, and they're starting to influence some of the decisions that the team makes. So according to this story, Joe Douglas, who was the GM and has since been dismissed, he told the Denver Broncos Woody Johnson did not want to make a trade for Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Because the owner felt Judy's player rating in Madden wasn't high enough.
Shut up.
That's according to multiple league sources. And it looks like the Broncos were believed to have been stunned why the trade talks broke down, as the teams were believed to have been deep in negotiations. Douglas is believed to have told Broncos brass of Johnson's Madden-based reason for bailing on the trade. Yeah. And, okay, yeah, here Diana Rossini is one of the people who wrote this story.
Okay.
And here's Diana Rossini explaining Mangate and how it is just one of the logs on the dumpster fire that is the New York Jets.
The owner of the Jets used a rating to make a decision about whether or not he was going to trade Jerry Jeudy. That was stunning to me. And there are a lot of people around the league who knew about it. And this wasn't the first time that Woody had ever referenced a Madden rating in reference to Jets players that he either had on his roster or perhaps were targeting in the offseason. So, this trade was obviously with Denver, and they were certainly blown away. Like, wait, you're not going to trade Jerry Jeudy because of a Madden rating? And guys, obviously Woody Johnson's not sitting there playing Madden at 78 years old. I mean, if he is, that's cool. But I don't think he is. So the people that are his teenage sons. He has an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old son who he listens to a lot. And he's been part of conversations in the building. He's been in the draft room. He's in the locker room after games. The sons are part of it, which is normal, by the way. Most owners have their children part of the operation, part of their business. But there's definitely a lot of people that have worked for the Jets, the currently people that work for them right now as well, who say that the teenage sons have a lot of juice in the building and affect a lot of the decision.
By the way, the Broncos ended up trading Jeudy to the Browns. As you may know, last Sunday, Jeudy crossed the 1,000-yard receiving mark for the first time in his career, which means his rating is going to go up. So now the Jets are interested.
You know, Whitey, I've been saying for years now when we talk about NBA trades, this isn't 2K. But I guess apparently Madden does impact trades. Like, what the heck? This is the owner?
Yes.
Basing it off 2K?
Basing it off what his sons think. Johnson's sons, this is according to ProFootballRumors.com, his sons have even violated the sanctity of the Jets locker room, bringing friends and openly airing their criticism of the team. Brick Johnson, one of the sons, even preempted Aaron Rodgers after the Jets' Halloween win. That was their first win after firing Robert Saleh. Rodgers intended to give a game ball to Jeff Ulbrich for his first victory as a head coach. Instead, Brick Johnson jumped in to give a game ball to Garrett Wilson, complete with a profanity-laden exclamation for social media. And Woody Johnson took Rodgers' ball to give to Ulbrich himself. One player called it, quote, the most awkward, cringeworthy, brutal experience, end quote.
So the owner is deciding who gets game balls too?
The son. Yeah.
Wow.
And they're in there in the locker room, and Woody Johnson's like, yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, the Jets get what they deserve, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dumpster fire of an organization right now. You fired a coach midway through. You hit your wagon to Aaron Rodgers. Clearly that was the wrong decision. How many botched quarterbacks have you had? And so they deserve it, man. It's, championship organizations,
You got to have great ownership, and it really does start at the top. And when you're dysfunctional at the top, it seeps down into the rest of the parts of the organization. I mean, look at the Cowboys. Jerry Jones had a gold mine of talent in the early 90s, ran off Jimmy Johnson, sure had Barry Switzer there who got one. But after that, he started meddling. And so, the Jets get what they deserve, Whitey.
It sounds like Woody is, he's grooming his sons to take over someday. And I don't know if that's going to go so
Right. Oh,
this is one of those things. I forget what we were talking about. There's something else I said this about this week. But if this were in, remember that show Playmakers?
Yes.
If this were in Playmakers, I don't know about you, but I would go, that's never going to, that's stupid. That would never
happen, right?
It happened.
You said the Madden rating determines whether you trade for a guy or not. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. So I can't get my mind and my eyes off what's happening on the YouTube chat.
Oh, what's going on?
Not even the chat, just the screen, I guess. Can we tell Alan Styles to go to hell home? Why is he hanging out in our studio right now?
What is going? Yeah.
Why is he hanging out in our studio?
I didn't
right
notice.
now?
I saw some people talking about Alan Styles.
And the thing I love about our chat, and if you guys haven't checked out our YouTube chat, Sacktown Sports 1140, it's fantastic because we are a troll-centric chat. They are lighting Alan Styles up in this chat right here. What is Styles doing? Yo, Alan. Styles pulling a high flyer. The Styles is in the room with us. How about Compio? Styles feeling left out.
I'm on the air.
I know, right? Somebody covered up. Who's that covered? Look,
he's gonna go check.
That's Kyle. Kyle trying to cover it up for. Kyle, we see you, brother. You in there now, baby? With the crispy the Elmer's white tee. The button up.
You know what it is, Jay? It's like Jay-Z throwing a party and you're a young aspiring rapper. You didn't get invited to the party, but you're going to hang outside and act like you were. You know what I mean? That's how they turn the camera on. It's all good, Styles. I get it, man.
That's Kyle, man. Kyle trying to cover up for his boy.
Kyle.
Alan Styles has never turned down a chance to be in front of
That's what I'm saying. He's looking for
Yeah. Campy says that Styles is going to be the stunt double for Kevin Hart's next movie.
They trying to clown you, dog.
All right, man. What else we got here? Sorry, I gave Styles too much publicity.
No, thank you, because you
didn't see that? He's just standing back there.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, I don't crash your show. Like somebody said, he's pulling a high flyer.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ward says that joke came up short, so that's.
That's. I'm not co-signing on that one. Man.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Okay.
All right. What else?
Anyway, how about real quick before we go to break, if you would please, how important is the return of Kevin Herter tonight?
Massive.
Keegan Murray tonight.
Massive. Domantas. Domas have been playing. It's huge, man, because when you look at this Kings team, they really haven't been whole all season. You know what I mean? Like they haven't had their full complement. I'm gonna say top 8 players because Trey Lyles, hopefully he plays tonight. They haven't had those guys in their roles for a long stretch. And here we are, 27 games into the season. Now it's time to get it going. You can't wait much longer. I mean, these are games you need. And so I think because Herter, he had been playing well. The last game he played, the shooting numbers, I think it was 2 of 10, something like that. But prior to that, he had been finding his role.
Shot looked better.
Yeah, the shot looked better. And so I think that's massive for us tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. The shot was, when he and Keegan are now making their shots, it's like here to here.
Yeah.
Guiding it. Here.
And get it up. Get that arc
and
going.
then they started shooting like that. It's like, in golf, it's like never up, never in. And that's the same thing with a basketball shot. Whoop.
Yeah,
look nice with that gooseneck, Drape.
Yeah. So my daughter's trying out for the 7th grade basketball team. And that's
good.
Something I'm teaching her, the gooseneck, because she goes out first. And I'm like, no, go up first.
It's hard because it's hard to
get it up there. And so that gooseneck, reaching into the cookie jar way up top on the shelf. Yeah, that's something I'm trying to teach her, man.
Yeah. Is she enjoying it?
Yeah, a little bit. She thinks it's kind of tedious because we're doing form shooting.
Oh, yeah.
And, one-handed dribble for 5 minutes. Like, she's just trying to get out there and shoot and play.
And I'm like, no, you got to put in the work. I'm trying to accelerate her skills.
Did you ever hear the story? I think Phil Handy told the story. Of why Kobe wouldn't do a 2-ball drill.
No.
Yeah, because it's another thing where you're dribbling with both hands. Kobe said, we never use 2 balls at one time. So he said, I'm not doing that.
Hey, if Kobe ain't doing that, but you even here, you see guys all the time doing the 2-ball drill.
Yeah.
Like at every level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. Dave
All right.
McMenamin's going to join us from ESPN. Dave McMenamin had that interesting piece in ESPN at ESPN.com, I should say, about the Lakers and how they are struggling.
Yeah.
How do they hope to turn around tonight? We'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
Do you know how much money you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. These may feel like scary times. Several economists are saying that a recession is imminent. So what do? Ancient wisdom says plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have an actionable plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan is executed to take advantage of market gains, but protect you from market losses. We would like to give you a free, no-obligation consultation to help you do all 3. We will help you discover your magic number and give you the roadmap to get there. Call now to schedule your free consultation. 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108. 800-508-6108. Don't wait. Call 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
I'll tell you what, the Golden One tonight, right now, it's quiet. Almost too quiet. I got to sense something big is happening tonight with the Kings and Lakers resuming their rivalry, question marks. Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, getting ready for the game. And nice enough to join us now, outstanding ESPN NBA writer. He's been covering the Lakers, among other things, Dave McMenamin. Dave, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. I hope you're having a happy holiday season. LeBron seems a little grumpy this holiday season. I know you either attended or you tweeted some of the things he had to say today before the game. It's interesting. What kind of state of mind is LeBron here right now with the foot injury and with the team struggling the way they are?
Yeah, well, tonight in Sacramento, the makings of a momentous occasion for LeBron. Back in the same city where he played his first NBA game. Once he gets past the 10-minute mark, he officially becomes the guy to have played the most minutes in the regular season in NBA history, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But rather than kind of reveling in the celebratory factor of that accomplishment, he was pretty frank about the state of today's NBA. He was asked about the upcoming NBA All-Star game in February. The league is going to have a different format. I know we've seen some format changes over the last decade or so. You saw, rather than East versus West, you had team captains and drafting of teams that way. You had a live draft one time in Utah right before the game started. You had the Elam ending where the teams played towards a target score rather than a timed thing. And all of those factors had varying degrees of success. But last year's All-Star game was a travesty. I think it was 211 to 186. There was absolutely not even a whisper of defense. Adam Silver was there with television executives that were from various companies looking to pay the NBA billions of dollars to show their product. And he got Larry Bird to talk to one locker room and Magic Johnson to talk to another about the importance of playing with pride, and it still didn't work. So the league scrapped that plan. They're going to have a round robin this year. 24 all-star NBA players. We split up into 3 teams of 8. There's going to be a 4th team of 8 comprised of rising stars players from Friday night. And they're going to play games to 40. LeBron said, hey, listen, something needed to change based on what we saw the All-Star of the past. He didn't bury that plan, but he said, we'll have to see. He said, but one thing I can say is there's bigger problems going on with our game today than just the All-Star game. And then he said, we are shooting as a league way too bleeping many threes. And, listen, I think this is where the conversation becomes interesting because, listen, I'm someone who I've spent my entire career covering the NBA. I've been fortunate enough to do it. It's a dream job. I love the NBA, even in warts and all of today's game. But I think, I look at some of my friends who I grew up with in college and high school who remain sports fans, even as they are dealing with the responsibilities of being an adult and taking their kids to school and, making sure you're paying the bills on time. And when they kick back with their free time to still be a sports fan, anecdotally, it seems less and less of them are making sure they're watching the NBA. They're still watching the NFL, watching baseball playoffs, college football for sure. But the NBA is in danger of becoming a marginalized sport, especially when we talk about guys like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant on the back nine, if not on like the back three. And I think, this now's the time to have a conversation about trying to make it a better product.
Dave, what's up, man? Kyle Draper here, Drapes. Hey, let me ask you this though. Let's continue this conversation because I saw, just some random post on social media, and they talked about how NHL ratings are down, MLB ratings are down, and specifically with the NHL, you never hear their league talking about, we got to fundamentally change the game. Why is it mostly an NBA problem? Could it just be a sports in general problem? But I know you mentioned your friends still watch MLB and college. Could it be just a viewership numbers in sports in general are down?
I think some of it's definitely a fair point to make because let's actually look at the entire landscape. NBA players, though, still remain culturally relevant. So we actually hear what they say. I mean, can you tell me the last time the NHL made a headline for anything? And so even if they were saying how great their game is, I don't know if we're going to hear them. But these NBA players and some of the players that have since talked about the All-Star Games, for instance. So LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis. All four of those guys played on the Olympic team. They're international superstars. They are a brand in and of themselves outside of the team that they play for, outside of the NBA, quite frankly. But they're being frank about what they're seeing, what they're feeling, and as a consequence, the voice is actually being heard because there is still, there's interest there in terms of who they are as an individual. There just isn't interest in day-to-day watching the games. Like Adam Silver tried to make a distinction between the two things in Las Vegas this week when he was there for the NBA Cup. We still have the interest. We still have the business viability and internationally, put up against any other sport. There's more NBA fans around the world than there are NFL fans. But domestically, it's hard to find the people watching the games. And again, yes, that is true to other sports as well, but not all sports. I mean, certainly college football and the NFL are I think the ratings show it. The numbers show it are still as popular as ever. The NBA is not there yet, but they are in danger of becoming like a niche sport. And, that there's business, Adam can talk all he wants about the fans that the NBA have around the world, but those fans aren't going to, pay for the people whose jobs are working for all these NBA teams, whose jobs will be in jeopardy unless things change here domestically.
Dave McMenamin, our guest here as we get ready for the Kings and the Lakers. Dave, which coach would you say is more unhappy with the way his team is defending these days, Mike Brown or JJ Redick?
That's a good question. I think, we haven't gotten a possession after possession after possession after possession rant from JJ yet. So I think we got to make sure that tonight I'll be checking out on Mike, make sure he's doing okay. But anyway, both these teams, the West is pretty crowded. You look at, certainly OKC has separated themselves a bit, but you're going from 2 down to 11. There's a bunch of teams that you give a coin flip as to who's better any given week, and some of that has to do with health. We've seen Golden State and Phoenix not look the same type of team when they've been hurt. I believe in both the Lakers and the Kings as being we're going to see them in the playoffs, and they're going to be a team that, quite frankly, nobody wants to play. I know on the Lakers side of things, the Kings are a team internally, as I talked to folks over the last couple of years, like the Lakers, they don't like playing the Kings. They think they're tough. They think they're quick. They think they're a matchup nightmare. They think they're well coached. And so, sometimes it's just grass is greener type stuff. Like, the Kings fans might be like, oh man, what happened to the Bean team from a couple of years ago that was ready to go face the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs and all that stuff and went 7 games. we've fallen off. Well, I mean, there's still some teams around the league, Lakers included, who look at the Kings like, man, that's a really good basketball team.
Dave McMenamin joining us. Dave, when you look at the Lakers and some of their shortcomings, the trade deadline less than 2 months away, do you feel Rob Pelinka feels some pressure that he has to shake things up, something has to get done? And how active do you expect the Lakers to be?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. Listen, Rob, from his public statements and certainly JJ's public statements, that they are still considering themselves searching for a championship. That's the standard that they want to be about. And so what we've seen on the court thus far, the Lakers are not a bad team by any means. You know, they were 10-4 at one point. They've had their troubles since then, but they don't look like a championship team. And so there should be pressure, you know, otherwise, you know, why go out and say that we want to be trying to play for a championship? You know, when you make a statement like that, you have to back it up with action. And there's a couple of clear problem areas for this team. You know, we look at their size, you know, and some of that. Obviously, Jackson Hayes had some promising moments earlier in the year, but his ankle injuries basically kept him out of the lineup, you know, the last 5 weeks almost. You know, that's tough. So you need a big man. You look, you know, you want to get another 3-and-D type of wing. They've had limited results from the guys on their roster that play that position. You know, Max Christie is the latest guy to get the audition in the starting lineup to be it and see what he can do with it. And, you know, they love Max Christie, homegrown talent. They got out of Michigan State. He's still, you know, he's in his third year, but he's still like 21 years old. And so there's a lot of promise there, but we'll see if he'd be able to deliver in a bigger role there, or if they really got to upgrade and try to get, you know, you name it, Cam Johnson or Dorian Finney-Smith, you know, some of the names you're going to hear, Jeremy Grant, from teams that don't look to be contending this year that will end up being sellers. And then, you know, shooting, you know, JJ Redick came in saying that he was going to get this team shooting more threes and making more threes. JJ was one of the most accomplished shooters the game's ever seen before he retired. You know, I don't know where they're going to find that one. You know, the look at Milwaukee, like the AJ Greens of the world. Like, you know, you got to be your scouting department's got to be doing your job to find those guys before the season starts. Because I don't think too many of them are going to be being moved at this stage of the game.
Mm-hmm. Dave McMenamin is our guest. You mentioned, you know, the Lakers would be looking for, among other things, a 3-and-D wing, and you mentioned Cam Johnson. Doesn't it seem, Dave, like just about every team in the West, just about every team is looking for 3-and-D wings? That's the state of the game now, which just means the prices for some of the guys you mentioned, you'd figure they're going to go up and up and up before the deadline, right?
Absolutely. Any team that is sniffing the postseason could use another guy like that. And you know, the Lakers have 3 future first-round picks. They're able to include in deals if they are separate deals. So they can do 3 separate deals involving 1 first-round pick, or if they wanted to use 2 picks at the same time. You know, this is like mumbo jumbo from the CBA, but it has to be said. If they want to use multiple picks, they can only include 2 of them in one deal. They can't do all 3 in one deal. So, yeah, 2 future first-round picks, that could be very valuable and enticing, no matter who is involved in the conversation. You know, OKC, yeah, they have more picks than you know, than God right now. But you know, based on how we've seen Sam Presti be shrewd with that team, I don't expect them to, even though they're, you know, kind of circling the wagons and being a top tier team right now, and they're going to get shipped home and go back. I don't see them just completely changing their value system when it comes to trades, that they would outbid a team saying, well, we'll give you 4 first-round picks for what's normally a 2 first-round pick type of talent. So my point being, I do think the Lakers will be involved and have a realistic package to offer for some of the players that are attractive out there. It's just whether they choose the player wants the Lakers situation. For instance, Dennis Schroeder went to the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers were interested in him. Dennis has spent 2 stints with the Lakers over the last 5 years. You Dennis chose the Warriors. Like, had Dennis chose the Lakers would have been able to have him for a similar price that Golden State paid, which was a couple second-round picks and an injured player in D'Anthony Melton. But Dennis chose the Warriors. So that's, to me, maybe could be a bigger obstacle here. What type of players are going to be choosing the Lakers? We saw it happen last year when Spencer Dinwiddie chose the Lakers over the Mavericks. He basically told us that was the wrong decision to make when he signed with the Mavericks this summer when he became a free agent again.
Dave, we appreciate your time very much. Before we let you go, to that point, I know this is water under the Tower Bridge here in Sacramento now, but were the Lakers ever in to any extent on DeRozan? Did they have any interest in DeMar DeRozan this summer?
This past summer, yes, they did. I mean, the real interest was the summer of 21, and LeBron James, was recruiting DeMar and was trying to make a play there. And from my understanding, the Lakers were unwilling to commit to signing DeMar long term if that trade was done. And so, DeMar's representatives basically said, well, then, we're no longer interested in making this happen. And then the Lakers subsequently traded for Russell Westbrook. And, that ended up being, quite frankly, one of the worst trades in franchise history for the Lakers. So, the Lakers, I think if they gave them truth serum, they'd love to go back in time and have DeMar DeRozan on their team.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Happy holidays. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for your time.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Yep.
All right, Dave. All right, man.
So that's the story. LeBron, today, holding court on the issues we were talking about yesterday. Too many threes in the NBA. And it's interesting. We get these comments from, for example, Skip Bishop.
Skip.
He speaks for many. He says here in the chateau, LBJ is spot on. The NBA isn't very interesting right now. I love it. But this is a very boring version of basketball.
Yeah.
Skip's going to watch it. You're going to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it. But it's hard to get maybe new fans to the game when it's gotten as monotonous as it is at times.
Well, let me make a point, a case study, if you will, in the Draper household. My son Nick loves basketball, loves the NBA, but guess what? He doesn't watch the games. You remember growing up, Whitey? Like I used to always watch NBA games.
Right.
Sixers were playing on TV. I'm watching. Weekend games on NBC or CBS back in the day. I'm watching. Nowadays, and I say this because the NBA, we're not their target audience anymore. The reason the numbers are down is because they aren't reaching the youth like they used to. And I don't know how it is in your household coming up with your kids, but if my son is into the NBA, Dad, can we get this LeBron jersey? Can we get this boxer? Can we go to this game? Like kids actually determine what people spend their money on. It's not the parents. It's the kids. It's Taylor Swift concert tickets. It's, Kendrick Lamar tickets or whatever. And so I feel like the NBA, like you said, we're going to watch. And all the people on our text line and chat who say the NBA is boring, I would argue, they're probably of the older ilk. How does Adam Silver get the young kids to actually watch the games? My son, he will repost every NBA highlight on Instagram, on all social media, Snapchat, but tell him to sit down and watch a 2-hour game. He won't do it.
Right.
How do we get that?
Do you think maybe we're this is kind of a sidebar, we're a little bit insulated from that issue here because everybody knows that the Kings are such an integral part of the community that, it's people watch here and they follow the team. And maybe we're a little blind to what's going on here around the country with people kind of turning their backs a little more on the NBA.
Yeah, maybe because it's the only game in town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would argue I'd love to see our numbers on NBC, what our ratings are compared to, yesteryear, if you will.
Yeah, good point.
I feel like kids as in 4 to 10, 12 are into it. But where's the 19-year-olds that's sitting at home watching it? They're not doing that. Nobody's sitting there just watching an NBA game anymore. Hell, even I don't sit and watch a whole NBA game anymore. Mm-hmm. It's on in the background, maybe.
Is it because there's so many more things for them to do?
Yeah, I think so. And especially, RJ over there. It's because of the phone. But they'll repost everything, though. Yeah. They'll post it on Snapchat and everything, but actually watching the game, I think, too, because our society, and I'll throw to you at this in journalism, how many people actually read magazine articles? Yeah. Or how many times have you looked at a article on the web and it's so long, you're like, I ain't got time for this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're so conditioned now to package things in such a short amount of time. The actual sitting down, the NFL is the only one, because that's an event. That's, you got 10 people over, you're grilling. The NBA and all sports, really, it's hard to just sit there and watch for 2 hours.
The one thing to me the NFL has that other sports can't duplicate is that you got one game a week. In every game, like you say, now with the 49ers or for any team that's out of it starts to be, but when they're in contention, when the games matter, every game is an event because there's only one a week. Right?
Yes.
And Sundays, and I know now they're playing on Saturdays and they're playing on Thursdays and they're playing on Monday, and it's getting a little watered down. But Sunday's like, NFL games today.
Right.
The NBA, even if you don't have a league pass or any of the packages, you get games on all the time. It's a game on NBA TV.
Yeah.
I love it, but I'm just saying, my point is, when we were growing up, it's like if there was a game on, it was a bigger thing, right? Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's a game on TV. Now there's always a game.
Now every night there's a game on TV.
Yeah.
Every hour,
You can't expect, especially young people with things to do. They're not going to watch all of it.
They ain't going to watch
more
all
important
of it.
things to do than watch the Hawks play the Charlotte Hornets on NBA TV.
Right. And think about it, too. When there was an NBA game on, we got excited about it, yes, but there weren't as many options, too.
Right.
You know what I mean? You only had 3 channels or whatever it was.
Right.
That was a third of the viewing.
4 if you include PBS.
Oh, yeah. My bad. PBS. You watch some Reading Rainbow or whatever it was. But no, it's so many options out there right now.
Yeah. We'll come back with a look at the Kings and their shooting numbers. Are they a good shooting team? We found some numbers that say, they are. And we'll look at those next on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Lakers. King night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ready for winter? Forecasters are already predicting record sick days. Don't become a healthcare statistic. Fight sickness with fitness. Create a daily workout and stick to it. Let the Good Feet store help you meet your workout goals. With Good Feet Arch Supports, the pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back become history. And Good Feet Arch Supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or just stop in. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the wrap up the year sales events?
We're giving you a head start on next year with up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s, starting as low as $36,325.
Wow, you guys are always looking forward.
Not only do we have great deals on new Ram trucks, the Hoblet Family Dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under $20,000.
Now more than ever, Hoblet needs to be your first stop when you need a new or used car. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings on select new Ram 1500 models after 10,500 factory rebates and 5,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 1,500 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital qualify. 500 business upfit, business ownership, and 500 upfit required. And 2,000 Ford Conquest cash. Must own or lease a Ford. No trade-in required. 10th this net savings. 36,325 sample VIN 544-890. See dealer for details.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The winter months bring joy, but also with more rain and snow, unfortunately, more accidents. Over the last quarter century, thousands of Northern California residents have looked to Ashton & Price to be their root off with a law license to guide them through the storm of an injury claim. As always, we wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holidays. But if you need us, at Ashton & Price, we're here for you. So whether you've been naughty or nice. Happiest holidays from Ashton and Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We obsess over fit, finish, and feel. Every detail, from coatings to contours, all to create tools that won't hold you back, so you can build more and never settle. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, I'm a huge fan of their SUVs and sedans, but they also have a huge vans fleet center. Listen up, business owners. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of tax deductions. They have the perfect van to power your fleet, including the new fully electric e-Sprinter alongside their very reliable diesel options. And even if you aren't a business owner, let's say you just want one for personal reasons. Maybe you want to go out on the town with the fellas or with the ladies, or maybe you want to take the kids on a road trip. Well, their vans are fully customizable. So check out Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now. You can choose from their dependable diesel models or even go all electric with the new e-Sprinter. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and check out their fleet center. Or, of course, you can go online at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
If it's the holidays, then it's bonus card season at Twin Peaks. Stuff your friends and family stockings with the ultimate gift card and get a little something in return for yourself. Bonus cards are available to redeem January 1st through 31st, 2025.
Flagship station for the Beam Team. Sacktown Sports.
Well, we got a special guest going to join us here. Years and years and years ago, when I was doing mornings here on this station, we would talk to this gentleman when the Kings and Lakers was a red-hot rivalry. And Drapes, I'm sure you've been going back and forth with this guy for many years. #1 pick in the NBA draft. Yeah. Outstanding Laker analyst, Michael Thompson. How are you, Michael?
You guys just got me because you're just desperate to fucking.
No, man.
Look, let's Michael over. Let's get him over.
Dude, we got royalty right here. Michael, I'm trying to play a cool, calm, and collected and everything.
Right.
But those Lakers teams in the 80s, man,
yeah.
that was my squad, man.
Right. That's when basketball was creative.
Yeah.
And coaches used to coach us, and players were fundamentally sound, and it wasn't just to come down and shoot 63s.
That's not how it is today.
No,
Like
this game is all cookie cutter. Every game looks the same. Centers can't score anymore. You got maybe 3 who can do it. Maybe 4 with Bam. Maybe 4 centers who can score consistently. Back in my day, and the old days, me and Fred Flintstone days, when we used to run on the floor to move our cars, the game was inside out. Now the game is outside and further outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you've been talking to LeBron because that's what he was saying today.
I mean, it is so. This game has gone down so much. Listen, I still like it. I still watch. I'm still a big fan of it. But my goodness, can we get some creativity? Can we make some changes? Put me on the competition committee. I can improve this game.
Give me
so
something.
much.
What would you first thing you do?
Adam Silver's worried about the viewership going down, and I can tell you why. Number one, let's get rid of these stupid challenges and call reviews. How do we survive for 100 years in this league without the stupid coaches putting those little waggy fingers up in the air? And then they get down there.
Players are doing it too now, right?
Even when they're out of challenges.
Right.
Oh, challenge. And then they go to the review, and it takes 20 minutes. If you can't do it within 30 seconds, let the call stand.
Right.
I'm so sick of this. In the last 2 minutes of the game, 1 timeout. I don't care if you leave 3 or 4 timeouts on the board. You get 1 timeout in the last 2 minutes. You know what? The game flows.
Yeah, keep it going.
The game just flows. Like Phil Jackson used to remember. Sometimes Phil Jackson would coach the Bulls, and they'd go into a rut. They'd get outscored like 15-0, and he wouldn't call a timeout.
Let the players
figure it out.
Yeah.
Same thing in the last 2 minutes. Coach, you got 1 timeout to use. Other than that, whatever strategy you could tell them while the game's going on, tell them doing a dead ball situation, but let the games flow. So those last 2 minutes of the game won't take 25 minutes to play, and people start checking out, going to the fridge or getting on their cell phones or their mobile devices and start looking at that stuff when they're on TV instead of waiting for a 2-minute game to be played in 25 minutes. And then I'd get rid of illegal defense. I don't understand that. You can play zone in every other level of basketball, any in the world except the NBA.
Illegal defense is a foul. That's illegal. If it's not a foul, it's not illegal defense.
Right? Let them play zone wherever they want to play.
Yeah.
And number 2, I would put the team fouls up to 10 before free throws a shot.
Oh, okay.
Who wants to watch a bunch of free throws in the first quarter?
I get it.
Let the game flow back and forth. Let the players play. Let the athleticism show.
Let me ask you this, though. And I understand the game was played differently when you played. But weren't there some guys that you played with and against, and probably yourself as well? If you shot more threes, guys would have made a ton of. There are certain guys probably should have been shooting a lot more.
Dale Ellis, Reggie Miller, Byron Scott, Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper, all those guys could shoot threes. But we shot maybe, as the Showtime Lakers, maybe shot 10 a game.
Yeah.
And Byron Scott, I always tell Byron, if you were playing today, because Byron could flat out, she was a pure shooter. And I said, Byron, if you were playing today, you'd be making $40 million a year. We all cry when we say that stuff, of course, all of us old time. I'd be making $30 million a year.
Right? Think about that.
But of course, people before me were thinking, can you believe Michael Thompson's making $250,000 a year? Guys 15 years before me, right?
Yeah.
So it's all relative, I guess. But I mean, the games back then was inside out. You had so many. We always talk to the young players, and my son Clay, about how many great centers I had to play against night in and night out. Now, you only got to worry about 3 centers in the league, really, and Davis, Jokic, and Embiid, maybe Bam Adebayo when he's on top of his game. That's it.
Now, throw our guy Sabonis in there.
Oh, yeah. I always overlook it. Right, Sabonis. Yeah, he's tough. You're right. Got to give him credit. Okay, 5. Yeah, he's tough.
How about the players, too, in terms of, their shot selection, their basketball IQ? How much do the players have to get criticized for where the game is?
It's all on them too, and all these stupid analytics guys that got in the front office. Oh, the 3 is much more valuable than the 2. The mid-range shot, you don't need that. That's not as valuable as the 3-point shot. So players have bought into it. They run. How many times you see them run on a fast break, 3-on-2, and they flare out to the 3-point line to shoot a 3, as opposed to going to the basket and doing the James Worthy dunk.
Now you see, I'm sure you see it all the time. We never saw before. Guys will be at the cup and they'll kick it out for
exactly.
Right? Yeah, that used to never happen.
Unbelievable, man. How cookie cutter this game has become. How unimaginable this game has gone as far as imagination. It's just too much.
Now, Mike, I'm gonna push back. Don't take this personal. I'm looking at another Thompson that won 4 championship rings with the 3-point shot.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Clay is one of the best 3-point shooters ever. But I always encourage. I said, Clay, you can post up like Kobe did, like your idol did against you. You're a 6'7" guard. Get to the low. When you match up against a small guard, get to the low post and ask for the ball. Or you have a great mid-range game like a Carmelo Anthony. Don't abandon the 2-point shot. I was telling him that all the time. Yes, the 3-point shot's great, but just elevate your game, expand it.
Yeah.
Be a 3 level scorer the way Kevin Durant is.
Did he ever learn? Obviously, from you, he might have, but for a guy like Clay, did they even teach him post moves at any point?
No, I think he took it upon himself to get in the post and post up. He was doing a lot more at Golden State than he's doing it now. And I always encourage him, especially as you slow down. As you got older, Michael Jordan did it. Kobe Bryant did it. They went to the low post and started posting up smaller guards because they were bigger and stronger. I said, Clay, you can do the same thing. Adjust your game, expand your game, add things to your game, not just settle for threes.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about your team now, the Lakers.
Yes. Better than you guys.
No, barely.
Again,
Hey,
here we go. As usual.
How about this? Last 10. Let's look at last 10. What's happened with the squad?
I know,
after
man.
that
You
10
guys,
and 4 stuff?
well, you know what it is? You guys have so little to play for up here in Sacramento.
Hey, hold on. Are you really doing this right now?
That's right.
You know
He
what?
does.
You know
That's what he does.
We talked to Michael Cooper. I saw Michael Cooper out, and he just laid into Sacramento.
Hey.
And I'm like, is that what all Lakers, old former Lakers do now?
Exactly.
Just rip Sacramento?
Address him properly, please. Hall of Famer Michael Cooper. That's how you got to address
I did
him now
ask
when
you
you
for
see
an
him.
autograph,
That's
too.
right.
He did sign an autograph.
Exactly. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, okay, so a lot of Laker fans a bit, but of course, there's a lot of Kings fans too. And we've had that rivalry with Vlade Divac and Shaq and that whole group, Stojakovic and those guys. That rivalry sort of developed back in the early 2000s. And even today, you guys are good. You have a very good team. I can't believe you guys are sub 500. What's going on up here? But I mean, the Kings do get pumped up to play the Lakers, no question about it, especially when you come up here, because there's a lot of Laker fans in the stands, and De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis and Keegan Murray and the guys want to show off up here. There's nothing wrong with that. I like it. It's a nice little spicy rivalry.
Man, you get my blood pressure up because there's only one thing I dislike more than Warriors fans, and that's Lakers fans.
You're jealous. You don't dislike us. You're jealous.
No, because here's the thing, Michael. This is my fifth season here. And when I first started, Lakers fans would try and take over our building.
Yes, they do.
And I'm like, nah, get them up out of here. Get them out. And we had some pushback. They're not in here as much. You'll see. I see a couple down there. But you'll see tonight, they don't take over as much. It bothers me. Them and Warriors fans try to do that.
Well, the Laker fans travel well. Wherever they go, that's what it's always been since the days of Magic Johnson. You go to Atlanta, you think we're playing the Crypto.com arena. So many Laker fans, people in Atlanta love the Lakers. Matter of fact, that's the best road game for the Lakers when it comes to accumulation of Laker fans. When the Lakers score in Atlanta, you think we're in LA? It's amazing. And then the fans in front of us, when we broadcast, they start getting into heated arguments, start talking trash to each other. It's a great show. But you're right. Up here, you're right. The Kings fans love to stick it to the Lakers, and you guys have had our number as of late.
The great Michael Thompson, nice enough to join us. You know, when your kid does something in, like kindergarten or first grade, and they do some project, and they get like a gold star, and maybe you save it. You look at it as an adult later. Is that what that in-season tournament championship is like for you guys? Is it like one of those little things that a kid does in kindergarten? And
don't get me started on this.
We got the banner up there. Come on, Mike.
Yeah, we got the banner. I told that to Cedric Maxwell. I said, Cedric, we got the 18th banner before the Celtics got it. I said, look, there it is up there. He laughed at me just like that. Exactly. Couldn't believe I was pointing it out. But the in-season tournament, listen, here's my idea to improve the in-season tournament, the Emirates Cup tournament, NBA Cup, to get more interest, fan interest, and I think it make it be better. After 25 games, you cut it off. Whoever has the best record, the top 22 teams, after 25 games, they're in. That means 8 teams are out, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do with the next 8 teams? Here's what you do. We got Spain, Germany, Serbia, China, Australia, Italy, and I'm missing somebody. France, and one of the European.
Lithuania or somebody in there?
Was that?
Did you say Lithuania?
No, I'm talking about the best leagues around the world.
Oh, the leagues.
The best leagues.
Yeah.
Invite the champion from that league from last year to come play in the NBA Cup over here.
Against our worst 18.
22.
Qualified.
I think that would be add more intrigue. People say they can't compete with the yes, they can. You know why? They play team. They all can shoot. And they play fundamental basketball. They're not the big names that we know of, and those teams in Europe, the best teams over there can play. Sometimes the NBA will go over there in the preseason and lose to those teams. So I say, put 22 NBA teams in, add 8 international club teams in, and let's all just go there. And take a 2 or 3 week break for the league, and let's let them play. Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't you love to see the Kings versus Barcelona, as opposed to the Kings versus I don't know Golden State?
But then do I have to start the season in September or end it in
No. You know, and you know, they can just make the schedule work. The NFL takes a 2 week break for the Olympics, and they somehow get their 80 game win. It can work. That's why I add international teams to get more interest.
Just on 2002 and the years around there, and I use the solution all the time. We go back and forth. The better of things. I get that. What do you? I'll be nice about this, but honestly, what do you remember the most about those games in that rivalry?
Oh man, how intense they were! Yeah, and how it was like whoever wins this series is going to win the championship. Yeah. With the Shaq and Kobe going against Stojakovic and Vlade and Turga. Mike Bibby, man, those like
Kobe told Doug Christie, he said, "You guys are better than us." He said, "You had a better."
Well, I don't know.
That's what he thinks. But we beat you, but you guys had more.
Yeah, man. If you're talking about Shaq and Kobe, oh my goodness, then you got a Rap Fox, Brian Shaw, Ron Harper, Torres Grant for a minute there. This goes down and on. Those guys knew their role so well and played off of Shaq and Kobe, arguably the best inside-outside combination in history. Arguably, they could be out there with Magic and Kareem.
Present day Lakers struggle as of late. The difference as of late that 10-4 start.
We can't guard anybody. You'll see tonight. Okay. Our defense is horrible. And the defense is so easy because all it is people stand around threes. I don't know why guys have no idea how to rotate and cover and help each other and cover and get out to shooters and challenge. That's number one. The defense, perimeter defense is horrible. Number two, they turn the ball over way too much. You see them, they got like 20 turnovers. And number three, everybody wants to shoot threes, but everybody can't make threes. My goodness, we're a horrible three-point shooter. So if they cut down the turnovers, play better defense on the perimeter, they don't be Michael Cooper or Gary Payton. Let's get a little bit better and then make some shoot 35, 38% from three. They'll turn things around.
Michael, you have a unique perspective on Mike Brown. Of course, he was with the Lakers. What do you think of his job? Mike Brown was out there to study.
Struggling this year, but the Kings is too good to be a play-in team. They'll be in the top 60 eventually. Mike's done a really good job here. Had a lot of experience, of course, coaching in Cleveland and with the Lakers and hanging out with the Warriors and winning championships here. So he's got all that knowledge. He's put it all together in the right place. And that's why the Kings are as good as they are. You just got to make sure you keep De'Aaron Fox. Don't let him leave.
Why you bring that?
$500 million extension. Turn down that one fellow extension. Whatever, $180 million. I'm good. You got to be in that position. I'll wait. $180 million. I'll wait. How they do that?
That's probably a smart move, right?
Yeah. You know what? I don't blame him though. I mean, because he signed a 5-year deal. Something like that. So you wait. So what you do in a situation that is you turn down $180 million. You go out to the insurance company and insure yourself $150 million in case of an injury, so they'll protect you. The premium will be fair or something like that. But it's an investment in the future, and it's smart. They're smart.
The Lakers didn't get too much into LeBron.
You know, he's going to be 40 in a couple of weeks. The guy's just a freak, man. We just have never seen any athlete like him play this level. Any sport to be playing this level this long. This is a bunch of 40-year-olds playing basketball, but nobody's not putting the numbers he's been putting up. Anthony Davis has been really the best player in the Lakers night in and night out. LeBron's doing his thing, but we got a lot of help around the guys when they're healthy. Austin Reaves, Dalton Connect's been a nice, pleasant surprise. So LeBron's doing what he's expected to do. To expect LeBron to say he's going to be playing when he's averaging 12 points a game, you'll never see that.
What do you think your team needs most at the trade deadline if they can find a way to acquire it?
Just health. Get Jared Vanderbilt back. Get everybody healthy. Christian Wood, they've been missing him. Another long player they could use. They haven't had Jackson Hayes has been in and out. So like every good team, you just need health. If you have good health, you got a chance to turn things around.
Yeah, Michael, thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh yeah, that guy had a choice. They made me come on this show, man. You know, I felt sorry for you Sacramento folks, so I had to bring some big city, big time championship knowledge up here.
Hey, you guys are being the play, and we're in the top. He's like, I know. I like that.
That's right. We're the elitists. We're the 1%. We understand that. That's right.
The great Michael Thompson joining us. We'll be back with a look at how the Kings are, according to one list, one of the best shooting teams in the NBA next on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and overnight tonight we're going to stay with some low cloud cover. That valley fog sticking around with light winds. Temperatures in the 40s will be warming only into the mid to upper 50s as we head into Friday. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join Medishare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining Medishare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, Medishare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Medishare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 31st and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number, 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company, sold on report.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy,
Your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for being with us. I understand we had a few issues with the YouTube audio. We got that straightened out. There are some people in the chat who had some issues with our last guest, Drapes. And no way am I ever going to apologize for having on the great Michael Thompson. But I get it. Kings fans were a little upset with some of the things that he had to say, which was his intention. JJ Sharp says, Jay should put together a clip of Michael Thompson's comments and somehow get it to the Kings locker room.
Yeah.
Campy says, you can see Draper getting mad.
Can't be. If you go to the game, throw those $2 hot dogs at Thompson. How about that? That's a good one. I don't know what it is about these former Lakers, man.
I know.
Like, I mentioned Michael Cooper, the Hall of Famer. Like, I'm just being introductory, his pleasantries, and he just goes in on set.
Yeah, it's almost like they can't even help.
They can't help themselves, right? And so, all right, hopefully we win by 50 tonight. Screw that.
Yeah, we appreciate his time coming on anyway. All in good fun, but you wonder about the Lakers-Kings rivalry. Is it still a rivalry? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's clearly still a rivalry for the Lakers, too, the way Michael Thompson came on here. I mean, he still got something for the Kings purple out here. It's ridiculous.
Here's something from Law Murray in The Athletic. From Knicks to Sixers, how does your favorite NBA team's shooting stack up? Are the Kings a good shooting team? We know they should be. Are they a good shooting team this year?
Not this year, no.
Here are the rankings according to Law Murray. And what he does is I think this is the third year in a row he's done it. And he ranks all the teams in mid-range field goals made per game, mid-range field goal percentage, threes made per game, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage. So far, here's what he's got. Number 1 is the Knicks, best shooting team, taking all that into account. 2, Phoenix Suns, 3, Brooklyn, 4, OKC, 5, Cleveland, 6, Milwaukee, 7, your Sacramento Kings.
Oh, well, and what do you take into account? Mid-range, too, and everything?
He's the greatest strength, first in mid-range field goals per game.
There you go.
Greatest weakness, 22nd in threes per game.
There you go.
Says DeMar makes 4.5 mid-range field goals per game. That's more than all but 4 entire teams.
Dang.
Yeah. Flip side is that DeRozan doesn't make threes every game. The Kings lack depth, but DeRozan is in his 12th straight year of scoring 20-plus points per game, and De'Aaron Fox is a decent threat from the mid-range as well.
Yeah, no, we're a very good mid-range team.
Masters of the midi.
And I'd argue our three-point shooting is better, too, as of late. And so, and I think, sure, the numbers don't indicate it. It's just a matter of time. Like, Keegan Murray's a legit 37% for three-point shooter. Same thing with Kevin Huerter. Like, shots just aren't falling. So when you say, can we shoot? Yes, but we haven't this year, at least from the three-point line.
Drapes, I apologize.
I know. You looking at Jay's text?
Coming up on the show tomorrow, Michael Cooper?
Michael Cooper at 4:30. I tell
time for some get back, Drapes.
Cooper better come correct.
It's time for some get back, baby.
Last time I saw, he better come correct, man. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring, because I got a couple of signed things from Michael Cooper.
I'm
going to bring them in. If he start talking that trash, take that, Michael Cooper. Get out of here.
You're not going to do that.
Nah, I probably wouldn't do that.
They're too valuable
I know,
to you.
Michael
They mean too much to you.
But please, don't do that tomorrow, Michael Cooper. I'm excited. Like, I grew up a Lakers fan. The 80s Lakers, my favorite team of all time in any sport. And then what they say, don't meet your heroes. I'm like, damn, Michael Thompson, Michael Cooper, Next, we're going to have Magic, and Magic going to be crapping on us. What the hell?
Are you going to do that thing where you take the Michael Cooper autograph, whatever, you pretend you're going to tear it, and you get another piece of paper?
Yeah.
Here's what I think of that. And leave the actual one
I might
intact.
do that. Man, this is Banter the Young. James Worthy is my favorite player. Man, can you imagine James Worthy? That's a legend too.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, you've talked to Michael Thompson before, haven't you? Was that the first time you talked to him?
I don't think I've interviewed.
Oh,
no, I
wow,
don't think
okay.
I've ever had him on
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. See him at games and stuff like that, but never on any kind of broadcast or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know he was going to go in on us.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, now, I wanted the Kings to win. It's very important they win, but now it's essential that they win.
Because then they got to sit here talking about the Lakers and their broadcasters. They got to sit here till Saturday.
Yeah.
And stew in their loss.
Yeah.
Listening to Sacktown Sports 1140, us, trash them. So we got to get this win.
Anthony Slater from The Athletic joins us next. Sacktown Sports.
Serving my country required sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day, the day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Yeah.
When it's all on the line, you need a big time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Why do you hear for National Garage Door? 638-4554. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door, the region's BSE, as I like to say. That means Broken Spring Experts. The styles, prices, quality of their doors will make your head spin. Our garage door was starting to sound like it was coming apart at the seams. National Garage Door came out, and Kevin came out and said, you could patch this one up. You could do that, but we got the new garage door. Very glad we did. It's like getting a whole new garage. Does a great deal for your curb appeal as well. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. Your door's stuck. What do we do? It's all right. Call National Garage Door. So if you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. Anyone can throw in a stronger motor, but it takes precision to find that balance of power, performance, and longevity. We obsess over every detail. We design, test, redesign, and do it all over again to create tools that'll keep going with you from project to project, job site to job site, year after year. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Hey, it's time to open up your calendar app for some incredible live events coming your way. This is the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar, bringing you the hottest shows in town. Kick off 2025 with country superstars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean. They're hitting the stage at Thunder Valley on January 10th for a night of hot country hits. Then on January 11th, laugh until your sides hurt with comedy legend Bill Engvall. He's performing live at Thunder Valley, a show you won't want to miss. And the one and only Justin Timberlake is bringing electrifying energy to the Golden One Center on January 15th. This is your chance to see an icon in action. For a more intimate vibe, catch Bryce Vine at Ace of Spades on January 25th. It'll be an unforgettable night of alternative hip-hop. And finally, looking ahead to February 20th, Old 60 lights up Ace of Spades with their unique blend of rock and soul. Get your tickets now because these shows will sell out fast. For details and updates, visit sacktownsports.com. And stay tuned. This is your ticket to the best live entertainment in the 916, the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Holiday gift giving is right around the corner, and the good news is that golfers are an easy group to buy for. Every year, someone releases the next best answer to the age-old question, how do I get the ball in the hole in less strokes? The best answers to that question are lessons and a personal club fitting. Now, you don't have to shell out $500 for a new driver. Your golfer will be thrilled to receive less expensive gifts like a golf glove or a woolen cap or a rain hat for winter play, or maybe a stocking stuffer like new golf spikes. You can't have enough golf balls, but golfers like to play a certain brand, so check the golf bag for clues. Speaking of bags, a new golf bag is always a treat. Golf lasers and GPS units are among the hottest gifts right now, and a swing trainer is a great idea if you know a fair weather golfer who won't be seen again until April. Gift certificates always work for play, for lessons, or for anything else your golfer won't purchase for themselves. Check with your local pro shop or PGA professional. They can help you decide the right gift for your golfer. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Well, we knew this was going to be a game with an edge to it, but for us anyway, the stakes have been raised. We just talked to Michael Thompson.
Yes.
He kind of laid into the Kings a little bit. Drapes mentioned to Michael that Michael Cooper had done the same thing, so Jay arranged to have Michael Cooper on tomorrow. And Jay, can you share with us the exchange you just had via text with Michael Cooper?
Yeah, I just thought, I got a pattern that I normally do with certain guests. Tell them thank you, appreciate it. I holler at you, give you a heads up. And so me and Coop have known each other for a little bit. He says, laugh out loud as if there is going to be a game. Basically mean like the Lakers are getting ready to stomp the Kings tonight. I said, oh, yeah, I see where we going today. Huh?
Wow.
So Drapes, man, Whitey, don't let me down now. After this W,
tomorrow.
After this, no. After the W, y'all got to come hard with the energy tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
you got it.
Oh, we got it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Getting ready for the game tonight and helping us get ready, of course. From The Athletic, he joins us every week, Anthony Slater. How you doing, Anthony Slater?
I'm great. I like the old school Kings logo tonight, considering who they're playing.
Yeah, we'll see. Michael Cooper right down there. We just talked to Michael.
Oh, and Michael Thompson.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Michael Cooper's on tomorrow.
Yep.
We talked to Michael Thompson, and he brought up some of the old days and the way things used to go, and he got some of our audience kind of riled up. So you know how that goes.
Michael Thompson is one of my favorite guys in the league to talk to. I go on their radio show sometimes when it's Warriors Lakers.
Okay.
He is opinionated,
right? Yes.
I particularly loved his opinions when his son also played for the Warriors. That was always
right.
Yes. Let me ask you about your King Souvenir Soda Cup. Is it half empty or half full after the Denver game?
Oh, I would say it's like half full in a sense of like I do think the offense with Monk in the starting lineup is rediscovering its groove. I know they haven't played the best string of opponents or defenses but prior to the to the Denver game, but it just looks better. It looks a little bit more like a couple years ago. I think Herter's found a little bit of a rhythm. Obviously, he's been out recently, probably going to play tonight. But the offense looks like it's super high octane again. And that to me is almost how they have to try to get into the playoffs, really.
They've lost a lot of close games. Are you surprised by that with two clutch players and De'Aaron and DeMar?
A little, yeah. Like the other night, I mean, part of the reason you get a DeMar DeRozan is he's going to bring you over the finish line. You would think. In key moments of the season. That was kind of a key moment of the season the other night. It's tough because it's not your traditional DeMar DeRozan late in the game. I'm going to go get my 17-footer and, create my own shot. It's cutting, slashing, catching, finishing.
Right.
Drops the pass. I mean, if he catches and dunks that, they're over 500 today. Yeah. They're under 500. That's yes, to answer your question. I thought that was one of their strengths. They were going to be a positive clutch time team that maybe was +5 at the end of the season. They won 5 more games than they lost in this situation. Right now, what are they? Did I hear they were 3-9 in games decided by
5 or less?
Yeah.
That dictates a season. That changes 4 seedings in the standings at the end of the year.
Yeah. Anthony, not to get too wonky, but going back to that last play, obviously they missed the shot, but they got a great shot. I love that set that you have first. De'Aaron with the pick and roll. So De'Aaron, if they don't defend that well, he can go to the basket, get it to Domas, and he dishes it, and you get what would have been a great shot, maybe even a layup. And even with the fumble, you still got a good shot on the other side. Didn't go in, but I love that play design.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's as good as you can ask. That's better than your normal, double team, 19-footer.
Off the 1-4 flat,
that has 24% chance of going in. You replay that possession, that's probably a 75% probability of scoring. I mean, even if, I like the Sabonis pass because it looked like it was a catch and layup or dunk, especially with, Aaron Gordon was a little bit moved out of the play and Jokic isn't your traditional rim protector. I liked it. I would have even liked the Sabonis floater. That's better. Yeah, that's better than you usually get in crunch time. Yeah. To me, I mean, they talked about it post game, but we all know where they lost that game. That was the first quarter.
First quarter, getting down 20. Slates, let's talk about De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
And I know you and Sam, had an article very early in the season, maybe even right before the season about his future. And then he goes on to Draymond Green podcast and talks about, not signing the extension, about wanting to win. Should Kings fans, blood pressure be up a little bit, hair on their arms stand up a little bit?
Yeah, this is a blood pressure season for them. This is a high pressure season. He just reiterated what not only did we reported preseason, but he said to us, in the article, it isn't just a financial it's not just a financial choice on why he's waiting on the extension. He's waiting on the extension for competitive reasons. It's very clear he wants to see this era of the Kings on an upward trajectory towards winning at the highest level in the NBA. And while I think we all agree they have a lot of potential, what they showed a couple years ago, he made the comment to us, he doesn't want it to just be this memorable one-time flash in the pan. Do you all, let's come back in 10 years and talk about the year we broke the streak. He wants us to be a chunk window of contention on a regular basis. And not only do they have to prove that to you, me, and all of us and the fans, they need to prove it to themselves. And clearly their star player needs to see it before the full committal long-term, from a contract standpoint. And, people could think whatever they want about it. He's being pretty transparent.
Absolutely.
Right. That's and people should value that in today's NBA. This is not behind the scenes, this and that. This is him saying, I want to know I can win here. And when I say win, we're talking conference finals type team. And we'll see. It's early in the year. I think they believe they've built a roster that can maybe make that level, and they've got a chance here to show it. It's going to matter what happens on the court.
Yeah, and to your point, here's the quote, which if you're a Kings fan, this gives you a little pause. I want to make sure that we're in that position to be competing at a high level for a long time, not just fighting for a playoff spot, is what he said. So that brings you to the deadline. Doesn't it seem like a lot of teams are looking for basically the same thing at this deadline, 3-and-D help, which is probably going to drive the price up?
Yes. The one thing I would say that would put the Kings in a little bit better position. Two things. Number one, they have more assets than, think about Phoenix or some of your other rivals, the Lakers who they'll see tonight, right? They've kind of depleted their cupboard a little bit. To me, the Kings have a little bit more, capital to use, but also they're a little bit more urgent and desperate potentially. Like this feels like they want to push the fast forward, but maybe a little bit more than some of the other teams out there. What does that translate into? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how, who the best player that will get traded is out there.
Yeah. How active do you think the Kings are?
Currently, based on the year, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's weird. So you have the starting buzzer, which we've talked about, right? December 15th. Yeah, kind of like that's the starting point of when trades can get made, and usually that doesn't lead to much activity. This year it did. There was 2 trades. Indiana got Thomas Bryant. The Warriors got Dennis Schroeder. That is, if you've been talking for a few weeks and something on both sides makes sense. For Brooklyn, it was like, get Dennis Schroeder off the roster. We're winning too much. And the Warriors were like, man, we really could need use a starting 2 guard who's averaging 18 a game. They got that done right away at a cheap price. Just cost second round picks. Everything else, like you hear, like Cam Johnson is a name that gets floated, I know, locally and even in other markets. There's just a steeper price tag for that. And Brooklyn saying, look, if you come bowl us away right now, you can probably have Cam Johnson. But, we're going to take that up until the deadline to see, if the price tag can keep going up. So to me, yes, the Kings are active in a sense of every team right now is gauging the market. I know right now for, the G League Showcase is happening.
Yeah.
That's like executive heaven down there. I know a lot of conversations are going on. But do I expect something to get done in the next week? No, not necessarily. To me, the activity stops for a while, and then mid-January, I think it kind of starts to pick up.
Anthony Slater joining us. I know this is already becoming kind of cliche because it's been talked about so much, but you had the commissioner talking about, we're looking at all the three-point shooting. LeBron today, I don't know if you were.
I was there. I was
okay.
there. It was the setup for that interview was it was in the Kings press room. They brought him in, and it was like a round table, like where tonight, if y'all go down and grab a hot dog or one of the pre-game
it was down there?
It was at one of those tables. Yeah, just sitting at one of those tables, like 7 media members around. And, he was asked, you're referring to the quote we had, there's too many we're shooting too many bleeping threes in this league, basically, is what he was saying. You could tell he wanted to really go further, but he just didn't want to make monster headlines, so he kind of throttled it back. And
didn't even say something like, I like you guys in Sacramento, but I'm not giving you all that now, or something.
He was basically like, I'm not going to save my state of the league address for this Sacramento press room now. It was interesting, but I mean, I took away, I was like, man, he really has some thoughts on the league. And again, he did not waterfall them out today, but you could tell they're in there. And it's going to be an increased topic, I think, all the way up until All-Star break. Adam Silver has his press conference and really through the playoffs. But remember last year, everybody was killing the flood of offense. And then after the break, referees really
let things
strangled the game in a lot of ways. And I thought it was better after the break. I don't know if something happens like that this year.
You think All-Star Weekend will be more enjoyable? Not even weekend, the actual game with this new format change?
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I'm among those people who's kind of given up on it. I've skipped it the last 4 years. Yeah.
Man.
Early in my career, I went to 5 straight. It was just like, oh, this is so spectacular to be at. And I just kind of have gotten cold on it. And it had been in cold weather cities. This year, I have to go.
You got San backyard.
We all have to, right? But am I thinking I'm going to be fired up on Sunday? No, I'm not. I mean, the game is just dull. It just is.
And now it's games, right?
Yeah,
We're talking a series
tournament.
of half-ass scrimmages, basically.
The cup is more interesting to me than.
Dang.
Cup's actually, it was pretty good basketball. What's interesting is we're talking about all the scoring and threes and this and that. Did we watch the cup? It was
man, that was.
I covered a Warriors Rockets game that was 91-90.
Yeah.
The Thunder scored 80 points in the final. The Thunder Rockets semis was this defensive slugfest. There's a lot of defense out there.
Yeah. Anthony, I know the Kings are not where they want to be right now, but as far as the Lakers go, is this season in danger of sliding into the abyss here?
For the Lakers?
For the Lakers,
Yes, for sure. Although, we've talked about it every week, but it's not like there's some crazy separation in the standings. You mentioned the Kings sitting here 1 game under. It's like, you have a great week. You go 4-0 the rest of the homestand. You're leaping up. Or the other night, I was looking at the standings when they're up 7. The Kings are up 7 entering the fourth quarter. I'm like, yeah, they're the 12 seed at this current moment, but they're facing the 5 seed at the current moment. And if they win tonight, they're a half game back.
Half game back. Yeah,
Denver
because they were
was
a game
13.
and a half, right?
Yeah. So, to your point about the Lakers, like, I think they can stay in it. They're going to stay in it enough to where they can try to be active at the deadline. They have a couple first rounders. Do they want to put Austin Reaves on the table? And maybe they can, solve themselves. Maybe they can power into the play-in. Last year they got to the play-in. They powered into the first round, but then they lost to the Nuggets. They're just not good enough to really be considered a threat.
All of a sudden, it looks like maybe Darvin Ham wasn't that bad of a coach last year.
Well, I never thought that was the problem. Now, he had lost his stars, right? When you lose your stars in the league, clearly LeBron and AD were ready to move on. They were pretty subtle but obvious in a sense, with some of their comments. So I don't think JJ Redick's the problem either, right? I just think LeBron is about to turn 40 and is not who he used to be. AD's not, a 1A probably on a title team yet, and then they're thin. You're looking Dalton connected. I know that's sore for spot for a couple.
Yeah,
for the Kings, but he's probably like their 5th best player right now.
Yeah,
probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
Anthony Slater joining us. A look at what the Warriors did. Obviously, getting Schroeder. What other moves could they be in on, and could Kuminga actually? Does he have to be part of whatever deal they send out?
He doesn't have to be. Is there a team out there that you have to not only value, hey, get Jonathan Kuminga on, he's at what I think $9 million right now.
Yeah.
You gotta, if you're trading for Jonathan Kuminga, I think you're committing to like give him a monster extension in the summer. I mean, he's sitting there ready for his big payday. And the Warriors are deciding internally, is that with them? But also if you trade him to a Brooklyn Nets or name your team, they have to view him as a major trade piece.
Yeah.
He could, like Miami's they are being pinned up, the Warriors, as potentially a Jimmy Butler spot. And I would wonder what Miami thinks about Kuminga long term, because Kuminga seems like he could, if you believe in what he can be, he's a great centerpiece of that type of move, right? Him and some picks and some salary. We're talking the Wiggins salary probably. Sure, people could paint that like, hey, they got a nice young wing for their aging star.
Yeah.
But is Miami wanting to give Jonathan Kuminga 5 years for $160 million this summer? I don't know.
But your best guess is the Warriors would be willing to do something like that?
Giving Kuminga the contract. They're deciding. They kind of
to move Kuminga for Butler. The Warriors be willing to
I think from my understanding, the front office made the Schroeder deal because it was cheap, easy now, and it plugs a hole. He's starting tonight in Memphis. That game's tipping off as we speak. Okay. He's the starting 2 guard right now.
Yeah.
And they have said, their messaging to me at least is they want to take 2 steps back now and look at what this team looks like with Dennis Schroeder, and think about a bigger picture, big move like a Butler a month from now, a month and a half from now, and if it makes sense. They're trying to showcase Kuminga not only for their own knowledge, should they pay him, but also for the league. I think we still don't know enough about him because he just hasn't played enough, and that's partially or fully their fault. They've buried him a little bit too much over his first 4 years.
Yeah. Let me ask you this before, and we'll let you go. I know you're good to that game. You've seen Mike Brown for a long time. Draymond Green had those interesting comments this week to De'Aaron Fox, where he said, Mike Brown's a great defensive coach. If you guys aren't playing very good defense, that's on you. What have you seen as far as the defense that Mike Brown has brought here, and how this team, despite some limitations, they have improved defensively? I think he's doing a good job defensively. I know this is a leading question, but you've seen what he can do. What do you think of the job he's done with his team, specifically defensively?
He has clear philosophy and points he's hitting on. He does not want to give up the paint, right? They're one of the best paint protection teams in the league, even though they don't have a rim protector. That's because he packs it. He kind of schemes it up. Now that has left them vulnerable from 3. We all know that. But what did you say they are? 14th or something?
14th in rating, defensive rating.
I mean, honestly, it's pretty good considering personnel.
I agree.
Now, at the same time, you can see the other night, it's like, you wondered going into the press conference, are you going to take kind of a positive spin on this? Y'all stayed with the Nuggets. You probably should have won the game. He's just hammering them post-game. And you're like, okay, and I think it's smart by Mike. I think he's decided, like, he's the kid gloves are off with this team. Mm-hmm. And if it crashes and burns this year, I think he's going to feel good knowing, I tried my best and I was on them as much as possible to be as good a defensive team as possible. He's trying to wring every drop of positive defensive success out of them as they can. Maybe it wears on the players at times, but the truth is, De'Aaron Fox is talking about winning at the highest level, right? Wanting to be a conference finalist, NBA finalist type team. That you have to do what Mike Brown wants you to do defensively.
Yeah. He knows because he's been there. He's done it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He knows what title teams show, and I think if this team fails on the defensive end, it's not because he just said, "Hey, well, we'll just be a fun, lighted up offensive team," but we'll see.
Yeah. I was looking at some numbers. I think they're number one in transition defense also. And so, when you look at their defensive numbers, a big part of that is they don't give up a lot of easy transition buckets. What do you think they're missing though, as the trade deadline approaches in about 6-7 weeks or something?
Yeah. I think they could use, maybe like a backup four. They try to bring in like a Jay Crowder. Trey Lyles is coming back tonight. Like that spot in the rotation that hasn't produced enough from them because Lyles has been in and out and Crowder's just at a stage of his career. He's not going to be who he used to be. Like something there. I could see or you could even say a backup center, maybe a stretch center. And, either you get more consistent, better play out of like the Keon Ellis and Kevin Huerter spot, or you just get an upgrade in that spot potentially. I don't think it needs to be some major move. I think it could be like a 6th, 7th man type. And they gotta win some of these games. Honestly, their metrics don't look bad.
Right.
They're just not winning at the end of games when we thought that was going to be their strength.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, you talk about centers. There are so many centers that appear to be available now, and there are some good ones, but either they have shortcomings or financially doesn't work, and teams just don't seem to need centers. But there are good ones out there this year.
Yeah, Miles Turner. I'm wondering what his.
Yeah,
like that's. That's a rim protector who shoots threes. That's valuable. I agree with you. But, the other tough thing is like Domantas Sabonis has to play 36 minutes a night at center.
Right.
He's not really a forward. Now, it's funny. Miles Turner, you could see him maybe playing with him because remember they did
that. Yeah.
That was also, then you flash back. It's like, well, in Indiana, they kept saying, hey, do you need to split these two up?
Right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah. All right,
Slates.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, brother.
We're working on anything we need to check out coming.
Yeah, I think me and Amick might have a bigger picture King story coming pretty soon. Just on.
Oh snap!
No,
Oh man, you got it. Oh shoot!
Doesn't he do? Hey, look.
It'll be something we're talking about on the show. I know there will be something we talk about.
Well, I mean, it would probably look it would look rosier if it's after a 3-0 week.
Right.
There we go. Yes.
That's how the NBA works, right?
Yeah.
Even going into the Nuggets game the other night, they had won 3 in a row, and it felt like, all
right, things are turning. Yeah.
They had won that one, which they should have. You'd be looking at 4 in a row.
Yeah.
No, this feels like not even just a huge weekend. You add this Pistons game after a few days off coming up.
That's a big one.
And
then you got a road game against LA.
I feel like this needs to be at least 3-1 the rest of the offset.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yep.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thanks. We'll see you.
All right, Slates.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
From the Athletic. Drapes, we're getting closer to tip-off, and the excitement is building. And as Anthony Slater says, and we've been saying it for days, there is a sense of urgency for the Kings tonight.
You got High Flyer looking good tonight.
We only got
I know we ain't got time, bro.
Yeah.
I would welcome High Flyer in, but okay, player. It's cold out there, right? Exactly. He got his nice jacket.
Cold outside. Yeah.
Well, how you feeling? Why do you good? You positive about today? Herder's back, Keegan's back, Sabonis is playing.
High Flyer, we're having Michael Cooper on tomorrow, and he's already laughing at the Kings. So the Kings have to win tonight. We need a win.
We need a win.
Yeah.
We need a win.
All right. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, RJ. We appreciate it.
RJ.
Stick around. Make sure you're checking out Drapes tonight. Pre and post.
Pre and post tonight. Yes, sir.
And we've got game night coming up next, as if you need any help getting ready for the Kings and Lakers. Scott Marsh, Henry Turner have that for you. And we're back with you tomorrow. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Big points, big stats. Pass that, dribble that. He got crossed, he was too slow.